Welcome, welcome, welcome to Alley Top Files. Allie, Rio, and Anna is in the house. We are doing round two. Let's see how we all are doing here. Thank you so much for coming. Let's get up us all on screen. Thank you guys for coming in. How are you? How's your mic, Rio?
Right now? Good.
Good, good,
Hello, everybody. Thank
good.
you so much for hanging with us. Glad we started a little bit early. So, it happens. Technical issues, but we've got it figured out, we think.
Yeah. And how's Anna? Anna's good. Can I hear your mic? You're good?
Yeah, does it sound okay?
Yep, you're good.
Or
You're
my
good.
phone? Okay.
You're good. You're good.
Love it. Love it.
I think we're all good, guys. Tell me in the chat below if we're good. We're just gonna start the show since things were a little bit hectic. So sorry about that.
It's
No
very
echoes. Good.
it's very Bill O'Reilly. It's very Bill O'Reilly. F it. We'll do it live. F it. Thing sucks.
Okay. Good. Good. All right. So do you want to do an intro or discuss, like, tell everybody what we're discussing, Anna? Or you want? Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, as you guys know, we love to put our heads together. We think it's super important when we're investigating a case because realistically, it's going to take all of us. That's the motto, but it's the reality too. So, that's why I like to get smart people in the same room. I'm all about it. So, what we want to do is we wanted to talk today about a few of the updates, things that have taken place pretty much over the course of the past week. Kind of a roundtable style. Obviously, as you guys know, we are fighting tech issues, but we are fighting through and soldiering on. They will not be stopping us. Thank you very much. Make sure that you guys hit like on this one because this is the one. So if you would, pretty please. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, Muppet is in the house. I love it. Hey, Muppet. Hey.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about some of your awesome stuff. We're going to be talking about amazing research compiled by Muppet, by other folks, and it's going to be very relevant, especially as we all continue to look into this case and all the different pieces of this case.
Hmm.
We are going to be discussing. I'm like, well, Allie has a list. I'll let Allie give the list because there's a lot happening. There's a lot that happened over the course of the week, and then also there's some things that we're kind of drilling down on that we really do have
Yes.
to talk about this stuff more in detail.
Right. So we got a little bit of, stuff that happened during the week. Victor Marks we're going to be discussing, and the kind of the little links, how everything's allegedly here, everybody. Um, Sometimes leads back to Victor for some reason. Pastors, Erica,
Isn't
all
that
these
funny?
things, right? Isn't
Huh.
that? Yeah, it is a little
Hmm.
bit, a little bit.
I'm like, let's call this is the Pure Spec podcast because just so everyone knows and just so we're very clear, none of this is an allegation of wrongdoing. We are
No.
not saying that anyone did anything wrong, but there are questions and they're reasonable questions, and that means that they have to be asked, and hopefully, ideally, they'll be answered. That
Yes.
much we can't control, but what we can
Yes.
do is bring them to the forefront of the conversation to make sure that we're taking a look because there's something going on. We just want to know what it is, and we just want to make sure that this is going to be okay going forward. Maybe so that they'll stop at the very least. Now, guys, just so everybody knows, I'm going to be doing a lot of muting while Miss Rio talks, and Rio's going to be muting while I talk. And then, when inevitably one of us is being silent or echoing or something fun to do with the tech,
Just in case, yeah.
when that happens, I'm like, I need everybody to put either like a Baron, okay? He's our mute king.
Is that what we're doing? Oh my
Or
goodness.
put a Anna shush, or just, you know what? But listen, guys, if you put echo in the chat, we will understand it. But also yesterday, somebody said that I was echoing and they were just teasing me. And they were
I
like,
hate when they
echo.
do that.
I was like, guys, hello. And I was like, not on this one. I had lost power. And then my power came on like just a few minutes before the stream started. And I was like, if we could hold your jokes, please, for the next one. Well,
Yeah.
they've held their jokes.
Because like
Jokes on
somebody
us.
was, I think it was Scotty was in the chat here saying, I can't see you guys. I'm like, come on, Scotty. Scotty.
Oh, let me just say this. Anna and I were on the phone when her power went out, and because of everything that we've been putting out and researching and all that stuff, and also it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon though. But our first instant thought was, go protect yourself, because like, why did our minds jump to somebody's coming after her? But it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, bright warm day, everything goes out, and I think, oh my gosh, they did this because it disarms your security system. And she's like, mine's battery power. And I was like, oh, thank God. But also, like, the whole neighborhood went out. Her kid is
Wow.
downstairs. But, like, that's the mind space I think we're all in. It's a scary time.
They
Yeah.
get into the Wi-Fi, we know that. They tend to, and I'm like, okay, that we're all fine with. But I was like, you know what? Come in here, I dare you. That being said, though, I was like,
They're
oh,
in the
this would not
guts
be a
of
great
our
moment.
devices. They're in the guts of it. Yeah.
Well, they're already in the devices, okay. But I was like, really? Like, I don't need to have the FBI trying to knock my door down, like, while I'm on stream. I'm like, am I getting swatted? Like, stop. Like, come on. I was like, right
no.
now, I'm like, I'm on the phone with my attorney.
Exactly.
Well, she's right here, right now. So,
Yeah. And then whenever we're on the phone, we just assume that one of the 3-letter agencies is on. And it's
oh my
like,
goodness.
and so then I'm kind of like making a pitch. Like, if y'all really want me, I mean, like, CIA, we can talk. Like, but other than that, we have nothing to say. It's like,
Oh
okay,
my goodness.
whatever.
Okay. So
As
you
long
guys
as
want to
it's,
just start it up or what?
yeah,
Let's do it.
let's rock it, guys.
Let's do it. Fire thumbnail. I'm holding a flamingo. She's holding a gavel, and then you are holding a plane. And you got small potatoes there. It's beautiful. I love it. I don't look like that though. You guys
Girl,
look great.
bye. You know what? The hair is gorgeous. You're gorgeous. I like all the curls. I feel like it's so cute. I'm like, well, that doesn't,
They
it
always,
doesn't,
they
that looks
always
like
put
my
too much,
sister. That's so funny. That looks exactly like my sister.
put too much,
Rios
too
is
much
perfect.
curls. Like, yeah, okay, that's a little
It's
bit too
so
much.
funny. I was telling Allie, it made us mixed race like you. It gave us it made us a little colored. Like, take the 2 pasty white girls and like give us a little bit of sass. I like us like this. Like, we look like Kardashians.
Somebody said that in the chat the other time we were live for the first time. You guys look like Charlie's Angels. So I'm like, wow, okay, let's go with that. So I forgot who that was, but let's.
I'm the only one who wore leather. Just kidding. This isn't leather, but I did wear a black outfit on purpose. No. I'm like, you're right. Next time. Yeah, I was sitting there like, I was like, should I get a leather zip? I think I might have to.
Oh my goodness. Well, we could just start with Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson. They're negotiating the debate. Apparently, it's on. Is it on?
It sounds like it's going to be, although I will say, okay, so as everybody probably knows, but just in case we have folks that are not living their lives on Twitter, like we are, then, so just FYI, some background. So Andrew Wilson is someone who has been trying desperately to debate Candace. He has been trying to get her attention. He has been begging her. Like,
Yeah.
this man has been begging her in her DMs, whatever the case, I don't know, but he's just giving very much unrequited love, right? And that has happened kind of consistently, especially recently. It would appear as though he's somehow potentially Pierce Beck affiliated with Turning Point in some way. At the very least, he came in to teach them one class, and exactly, Muppet, exactly. She is going to make him cry because
Yeah.
he has been begging her. Oh my God, just doing everything to get her. It's hair. It's like, how when the boy on the playground wants to like pull a pigtail in order to like get the girl's attention, he has been trying to pull her pigtails for months. Now, he did have a debate with Stu Peters, I think like 3 weeks ago, something like that, where of course he just sounded like an intellectual peasant and Stu obliterated him and made easy work of him. But it was just like, okay, what was the purpose of even, it's like, it was
Debating.
probably just waste of, Stu's time.
Like,
So
trap him almost, right?
yeah, that's really what it was, is he was trying to probably just get him to say that it was Erica Kirk in the bakery with the pocket knife. Like, he was like just trying to get him
I love that.
right?
I love when he
Some
says
kind
that.
of legal exposure or something along those lines. And it was so silly. And so we thought that he had been vanquished at that point. Well, unfortunately, here he comes again, begging again, back around.
Yeah.
So Candace finally said, okay, sure. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. And unfortunately, as a result of that, Andrew is like, wait a second, you said yes? It's like a dog. When the dog is trying to catch the like the mail truck, right? It's like he was trying to catch the mail truck and now he's caught it. What is a dog gonna do?
Yeah.
Now he's terrified.
Now he wants money. He
Yes.
offered her money, but now he wants it too. I'm
Look,
like,
you
oh,
know what was funny is like he initially said that thinking that she wasn't going to take it. And then she was like, okay. And then she set like some pretty normal parameters, like not that, no big ass. In fact, she was like very open to whatever he wanted to do. And then he hits her back with like more demands. And it reminds me not just of the dog chasing the mail truck, but when my dogs chase cats, my big dog will give the cats enough room to go, like to get a head start so that he doesn't catch the cat, because he never actually wants to catch the cat. He just wants to look like he's chasing the cat, because then the cat turns around and he's like, I love you.
the fear, as he
Yeah.
would always say.
He likes to
Andrew
look
Wilson's
really
like, you
like,
have fear.
yeah, he's like, oh, I'm going to get you. But he lets the cat have enough space ahead. And then every time the cat will turn around, he's just like, oh,
Yeah, definitely. He did
Well,
it to
and it's
me. He
also
did it to
like,
me in a space. You made a
did
claim.
he?
Yeah, he
Uh,
did. He did.
he is an, I'm sorry, it's giving very much intellectual peasant. That is my solid impression. It's like the dumb guy's version of a smart guy. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh yeah, if I just talk with this accent here and I smoke my cig, my 90th cig, you'll think I got the wisdom of the ages. And it's just so
Like a
I'm like,
tough. He's
oh,
trying to be tough or something, but he can't
ew.
open a pickle jar.
he's so like, it's giving Neanderthal meets like if Blake Neff had a little look different. Like this is how Blake Neff would act if he was given like, you know,
Yeah.
a different persona. Like, oh, but the thing is like Blake Neff is actually kind of book smart and Andrew is just not. He's just obnoxious. So it's like, honestly, thank you that we didn't give Blake Neff like a whole different body and person, because this would be him, except he would be able to actually recite historical facts that are totally irrelevant, but
Mhm.
nevertheless. Did you know George Washington? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh
Ashtray
man.
Socrates. So I saw Kabay in the chat. He has been being roasted continually. And I'm like, honestly, in my mind, I just think to myself, okay, is this a worthwhile endeavor? Is it a worthwhile use of Candace's time? My feeling is this. I do understand a lot of people have felt as though it's like, don't waste your time, and we know, of course, is she going to annihilate him? Yes. Are we going to watch it? Yeah, we are. But I think that, when I was thinking about what the possible reason was that she might be doing, might agree to something like this, I think that it's twofold. To me, I think that the fact that he went on Joe Rogan, which is a very, very popular podcast, it's one of the most popular in the world, which means that right now the official story is the one that was broadcast on Rogan. Well, that's not good because there's a lot of people that would watch Rogan but aren't familiar with reality, I guess.
Yes.
So I think that, yeah, like on one side, it's like, okay, so she probably wants to make sure that the actual story is followed up on so that he doesn't get away with all of the blatant lying it would appear that he did on Rogan. But in addition to that, my thought is it is smart for her to demand that Andrew admits to working for Turning Point. I think for a lot of different
Mhm.
reasons, or that Turning Point claims him. That's smart. That's a little strategery. And so
Yeah,
I'm like,
and I think
mm,
he did it for 1 week, and he got paid, and it was on a video, him saying that. And then
Yeah.
Andrew Colvett said 1 day. It was only 1 day that he had him on, and he was not paid.
It
But
was
that's not what Andrew said.
I think what Andrew Wilson was saying was that he was on contract, like not long term, like independent contractor. But here's what I saw. The whole point of Candace doing this is because she wants TPUSA to say that he is speaking for them. That way, when he says answers, like we can hold it to them. I think that's the whole
Yeah.
reason why she's done that. So did
Well,
he end up agreeing did TPUSA end up agreeing to allow them to represent them?
well, you've seen the back and forth between Andrew. I'm not going to read all of the text here, the tweets, but obviously Candace is trying to make it happen, and he's really being difficult. He wants to keep it public. I think her last post, she did post the screenshot of his, you know, I think he
of him
wants
trying to,
everything public. He doesn't want to
oh,
do it in text. He wants everything public. Like, don't take
listen,
it into a text.
he has been sending walls of text to this woman. I'm like, first of all, you were begging her. And now you want to come with all these caveats. Now you want to come with all these built-in rules. And why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, Andrew? Because you're afraid. Because you're afraid. That reminds me of like I heard this guy like on Piers Morgan, like he was like talking smack to who was it, Alan Dershowitz? He was talking smack to him, and he
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, you're afraid," and I was like, "Oh, that's what that reminds me of. Is it's like you're scared. Okay,
Yeah, I
that's what
think
this
so.
is." He
Now
never
he
thought she'd
wants to
say
see
yes.
if I think he wants to see if he can make some, cash out of it. Because here we
Oh,
go. I'm sorry. This is
well,
a funny. I didn't make this
I love it.
this meme. I didn't
It's
make
so
it.
perfect. It's so perfect. Whoever, I don't know if she came up with Beavis and Butthead, but it's like, no, they
Yeah.
go like this. They go, hey Beavis. Oh, I'm just like, oh, that is great.
I don't know who made it, if it was Wisha or if she found it. But anyways, Blake Neff said, I would donate to this Give, Send, Go. He would crowdsource this. My counter back 500K is fine. I will crowdfund it, a million actually, so I get 500K as well. Wow.
I'm sorry. Like, brother, what are you doing? It's like, you know that we can all see this, right? So first you were willing to pay her, but now you want 500,000 American dollars, which realistically, yes, you should have demanded 500,000 from the start because it's going to be 500,000 to watch you get your butt handed to you for
Yep.
hours on end and probably ruin your career because you're not good at this. And even if a few people are still not aware of that, then all the goodwill and publicity that you got by going on Rogan is going to now be immediately destroyed. Especially, you know what I bet it is? I bet he's 500,000 in the hole because he may have maybe had to pay Rogan to get on there. I'm pretty sure that that's pure spec, but I think that's what
Maybe.
happened.
Maybe.
I think it's so hypocritical. Once again, everything anybody in TPUSA's orbit does. Remember how they've been screaming about how much money Candace makes? And they've been lying and saying that she's been trying to like crowdsource like money for her legal fees and stuff like that, which is not true. But how they think the public should pay for this debate and pay him. Like, okay, but you know what? All rationale goes out. Like, you can't argue with the brick wall. That is why it is so frustrating with these people. They just overlook it. They don't address it. If you were to, I hope she brings that up. I hope she does.
Same. But so this is what's happening now. So Blake Neff is going to, I don't know if he's going to do a Give, Send, Go. Like, why don't we do that to find out who killed Charlie? I don't know why we're doing this.
That
But
would require them to care about it.
right.
Oh, is
So
that's apparently too much to ask for your best friend and husband and former business partner. You know, the crazy thing to me about all this is like they're set on this is what tells me there's nefarious actors going on. They are dead set on that one narrative being driven. They don't actually want they're not seeking the truth and it's
mhm.
truth is going to hurt them. Otherwise they'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Like we want justice for him. Instead they just want it to be it's done with Charlie. It's in the grave.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Well said. All right. I don't know if there's a video after this. I think there is.
Okay.
No, after this one there is. So
That's
this was
perfect.
on the internet, guys. Like, come on. This is just funny.
Begging with a cigarette. Bye. Look at
This
that.
is
What do they call him? Timu Danny Zuko. I heard that somewhere.
if anybody doesn't know what this is Grease from Grease, like, the movie.
Everybody
Musical.
in here better know what Grease is. If there are any Gen Zers in here and you haven't seen Grease, that
You
is
have
your
to go watch
homework.
it.
As soon
Yeah.
as we get out of here. Grease 1, not Grease 2.
Yeah, Grease 1. Somebody's holding a pickle jar up here though. I didn't even notice that till now.
This is the only acceptable use of AI, in my opinion, is to make stuff like this.
This is great. I mean, she looks
Just
fire.
for,
Is
just
she
for
gonna
fun,
Yeah.
did y'all ever, like as a kid, like, Danny Zuko, like, he's singing like the Grease Lightning and he does this thing. I always used to like practice this, like, go Grease Lightning.
Yeah. I used to know all those songs off by heart. Not anymore. I was singing
You
it
don't
last
know
night though.
when you
I
saw
was
the
because I was
picture.
talking about this last night.
That is one of my
Oh.
favorites. That one used to be my like classic, one of my classic go-to karaoke's was when it was always a
Grease
Grease
Lightning?
song. Well, no, there was a
The
couple
one
of
that
them.
you're the
There was
one
a
that I
couple
want?
of them.
You're the one that I want.
That one, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I wrote my poor brother-in-law into doing it with me, and he was like, "This is not for me." I was like, "Listen." I'm so sorry.
Oh
But
my
we're
goodness.
doing it. Come on. 1, 2, you know.
She's wearing the red shoes too. I wonder if she's gonna put the cigarette. I wonder if she's gonna doubt out his
Oh,
cigarette
she
with her
should.
shoes.
She does this, and then and he's like, Sandy. Somebody said that. Sandy.
I gotta watch that again. But anyways, right after this, I have a video of Mr. Andrew Wilson. I mean, please plug your ears. Like he is kind of like a little bit rude to women, a little bit.
And has been married twice before.
Don't talk about my wife. You shut your fucking mouth.
Rachel, are you there? Can you hear us? Rachel?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Did you not have agency when you accepted this debate with Andrew?
Yeah, I did.
Then what did he do wrong? You do not sound like a person with a college education. And since you lost and you got humiliated, you thought the thing to do would be attack me. And where did you get the idea that I'm promiscuous? I've spent my entire adult life only in 3 long-term committed relationships, one of which is a, almost 20-year relationship with Andrew. Now we're like 18 years in.
I did wonder,
My
hang on,
friend
Rachel, I did wonder
Rachel.
one thing. Tell me, if she had aborted her children with those 3 relationships, would she be less promiscuous or not?
Yes.
Yeah, she'd be less promiscuous.
Yeah.
These people. Rachel, you should have more kids, Rachel.
Maybe
Or,
she
she could have maybe saved herself for marriage.
Oh my goodness.
She could have saved herself for marriage. I guess that option didn't occur to anybody there on the stage. The fact that he had to call his wife, guys, like when we're talking about people who actually believe in like traditional relationships and all this stuff, do you guys hear that he had to call mommy to bail him out of that argument? I was like, who is that woman? She's so rude. She's so angry.
Wasn't that
that's his wife.
Was that his wife? Yeah.
That's his wife. He had to
Yeah.
call mommy to get him out of
Yeah.
trouble. So Candace, make sure that you understand that you're going to be debating Rachel Wilson too, which who am I to judge? Who are we to judge? However, like, ew.
I have so much to say about this one.
Yeah.
First of all, he's debating a feminist, right? And
Yes.
and they have that term has lost what I think its true meaning is, but at least she showed up respectfully, I thought, and was like being chill and they were debating, and he just loses it. And she's only making valid points. Her point is, and this is fair, however you see things, like you are pushing these traditional male roles or, gender roles, but at the same time, your wife has been married 3 times, which is fine. Look, life happens. That is totally fine. But if you can't accept that and then offer some kind of intelligent retort or something, and you have to go and call this woman and like bring her into the fight, it's so beyond like, and for her to say, did you not have agency? Then where did you get that I'm promiscuous? Really, like literally this debate was with Andrew, not with you. And we're not really saying, it's not about your promiscuity or whatever. It's about what we're talking about as these traditional gender roles.
Yeah.
And it confiscates the argument, and people like him do this roundabout way. And we've all been in an argument with a person like that, where it's about fact A, but then they go B, C, D, and then you never get back to the thing. He's pathetic. That's pathetic. He's from the Manus. Like if he's
I don't even know how he's married. Like apparently all women are retarded, he said. So
well, I mean, okay,
I don't know.
And nothing about that. I just think when you a man or a woman, if you come out saying like all men or all women are like this or that, like you got some issues, because we're not, but like, yeah, I don't know. She's more masculine than he is, and I can't believe. Talk about traditional roles. They don't fit him at all. Not even like the stereotypical. He's not a man.
And so I think I have 2 other videos, and then we can get into Victor. So I got a little. I think this is Baron coming up. He was kind of funny. He was in the dark. I don't know if you saw this, Anna. I'm gonna play the video. I think it's next. Yeah, it is.
Here's my Andrew Wilson setup. Gosh, that's hard on the eyes. Holy mackerel.
He gets an echo too.
Here's my Andrew Wilson setup.
This
is our Andrew podcast.
Look at yourself.
I need a cigarette. I need something to serve as a cigarette.
It looks like the video they showed in court.
I'm gonna go debate Candace Owens. I'm gonna debate Candace Owens.
You sound like you don't have teeth.
She's gonna be just so intimidated by my raspy voice. Ah,
Oh my God.
smoke boy. Gosh, that is hard on my eyes. Holy mackerel. Some kind of therapeutic light or something. I gotta turn that off. I don't know how he podcasts this way. He must have apparently that red light therapy is good for you. He must be really like,
It is good for you.
hold on, it's too bright in
Andrew's obviously never been with a 7-month pregnant woman, much less keep him down.
There we go. Oh,
Okay.
He's almost done. So they had an echo too. Daisy had a little bit of echo there. Did you guys hear that?
there we go.
It's
Yeah.
a
Now we got-
lifestyle at this point. It's a
now we
lifestyle.
got smoke boy. This is if I ever debate smoke boy, I'm coming in like this. But you got smoke boy. Baron Coleman after dark.
Anyways, that was that.
That is so
Right here,
funny.
April 29, 2020.
Sorry. I'm going to play this video next. It's the Lego one, right? You want to
Yeah.
hold on? Just hold on 1 second. Let me
It's my Andrew
line it up
Wilson
for you.
sound.
Tell us what it's about. Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh. Okay, there it is. All
Can
right.
can you tell me about everybody in the chat about this Lego?
Okay. So, oh my gosh, the coolest thing ever happened. Okay, but it did. Okay, listen. Here's the thing. I'm sure that the video was for Stu Peters. However, I am featured in it, which means I'm counting it because, oh my gosh, they made a Lego video of a little segment that Stu and I did, and it was so cool. And guys, I called my mom right away. I was like, Mom, you're never gonna believe what happened, because she sees them on Facebook and all that good stuff. And I was like, Mother, stop what you're doing right now. Let me send this to you, right?
So that was like so somebody made like a Lego of Stu Peters and a Lego of you, right? Correct?
That's right. So
It
they
was
made us like a
Iran.
little. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who made it. I don't think he knows who made it. I don't think so, because he sent it over to me. He thought it was hilarious, and I was like, "Can I post this, please, sir? I'm going to be posting this." So, it's just like a segment that I was doing on his show. It is about the Hebrew keyboard. I don't know if everybody who's watching is familiar with this fact that I had been using Google Trends just to try to identify data clusters, and something that was really interesting was that I had identified several trends that were taking place, like these Google searches that were taking place in Hebrew, right? Because we know that Google trend searches, those ones, they will actually populate whatever it is that you put in the box. So for me, I had been thinking to myself for a while, is it possible potentially that I am seeing searches in English only, and I took a course on Google Trends and everything. I had to get certifications and stuff like that. I was like, I need to know how to really utilize this tool. But one of the things that had come up a while ago was that if you're searching in English, you're going to find searches that are in English. Thank you, Snoops. I appreciate it, because it really occurred to me that the folks that speak Hebrew, that is a pretty specific group, especially if it's individuals who are it is the primary language of a certain group of individuals, of a certain intelligence agency, of a certain greatest ally. And so that is their primary language. That's what all of their official comms take place in. And so I thought to myself, I wonder if they are doing any searches and if I can align those searches with anything interesting. And it's so funny, guys. I found that's what I was on Stu talking about, is the fact that what I was finding was, oh, wait, here's a specific date that this search is taking place. And then I would go and I would take a look at where my Egyptian aircraft were. And guess what? What a coincidence. They were in the same city on the same day. Isn't that funny?
Isn't that
And
weird?
isn't that weird? Because last time I checked, Egyptians, they don't speak Hebrew, right? And there was not this did not happen this isn't in Arabic, this isn't in English, it's not in Yiddish either. It's in Hebrew. And so figuring that out was very, very interesting and gave me kind of a new number of resources. Again, that doesn't necessarily prove anything. It doesn't. Of course, we know that, but it's a lead. It feels like a clue. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely. And
and
that's
so
really
super
great work
cool.
that you've done. So
Thank you.
Now you got a video of Lego, like that's because those videos are everywhere. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna play it now, so everybody mute their mics. And here we go.
Right here, April 29th, 2025, there are hits for the Hebrew search parameters that you put in here. What's the translation?
Sure. You'll be able to see the translation on the next screen, and that is Tyler Robinson's address.
Wait a minute. And that includes the apartment number, very specific. So in Hebrew, they put in Tyler Robinson's address with the apartment number.
Yes. So just
on April 29th.
On April 29th, it was Googled in exactly that way in Hebrew, not in Yiddish, not in English, not in any other language, using those characters, and that exact search query was performed. And so that's down to the apartment number. And we're not doxing anyone. He clearly no longer lives there, himself or Lance Twiggs, but it's their apartment number. And so my feeling was that if that were being searched in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is exactly where our Egyptian jet was located at that time, was it something that was repeatable? Was it an indicator that potentially we were seeing someone who may or may not have been on that jet? Certainly, that sort of information, like I said, down to the actual unit number of the apartment, that was just one example. There are many, many more. But the thing that had occurred to me was that capturing some of those search terms in Hebrew could really, really let us narrow down exactly who it was that we were looking at. And if the hypothesis were true that it were Mossad agents, well, they would have a Hebrew keyboard and they would likely be Googling that way. Hebrew is a language that is spoken exclusively by Israelis as a first language.
Wow.
It was an interesting little, thing to
I
find.
love it.
And look, do you see that they got my pictures right? I think I'm backwards this time. I'm backwards.
Yes.
Do you see that?
They did everything. Everything was great. Like the background, Stu looks great. Oh my God.
Such attention to detail. And they gave them a very generous apartment. It looked like the nicest townhome in like DC area,
I think whoever made that video probably was not actually doing Google image searches of Tyler James Robinson's apartment. Would appear maybe Iran was not doing that.
Oh my goodness. Everybody loved that. Everybody's saying they love that video. So, yeah, thanks for sharing that. That was really cool.
Yeah. And also, okay, let's make a correction. It was for you and Stu, not Stu and then Anna ancillary.
Well, it was very shocking. I did not expect to see it, but they got like his studio right. And also I was like, this is a life dream. Oh my goodness. Because when I saw Candace's video come out, I was like, that's so cool. And I literally remember, I was driving somewhere and I was talking to my sister and I was like, I was like, you know what? I really want us to get this country on the right track, blah, blah, blah. I'm ranting. And I was like, and one day, if I ever get a Lego video, then I'll know that I'm on the right track for trying to
Yeah,
fix
you're on the track when you get a Lego video made of you. Oh my goodness. You're hitting the target, Anna.
Don't think I wasn't looking for clues in there. They had a Hebrew keyboard in the actual video. What did the keyboard is in?
I saw that.
That's crazy.
Also,
so,
Hebrew.
We're gonna go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. You go for it.
No. You want to finish with the Hebrew? Go ahead.
Oh, all I was just gonna say is I was staring at the keyboard, and I lived in South Korea for a year. I was an international student there, and their symbols are like symbols too. And when you start to see all this stuff, it starts to converge. And I'm like, am I tripping out? Why does Korean look like Hebrew? But it doesn't. It really doesn't. But anyways, that's all. It doesn't look like it at all. Wow. It was just a passing thought that I let out of my head, out of my face. Go ahead.
I like your insight thoughts. Okay?
Yeah, I do. Me too. I didn't even when I was watching that video, I never seen that Lego video before. I think I seen you changed your profile picture to the Lego girl, right? Then when I was loading in the stage, I'm like, this is perfect. I didn't know there was a Lego. I didn't know that there was a keyboard that you were talking about. I didn't know how you searched all that. Wow.
What I did was I took the search terms, some of the search terms that we had initially learned from when Barron was really focused on finding some of those Google Trends that he did in the beginning. And then what I did was I kind of, had a database at that point of all of the different terms that seemed to have, had some sort of relevance to the case. So it was really, he, gave me this amazing head start with that sort of thing, right? And I thought,
Mhm.
well, okay, potentially, what sort of things might persons who, we think might be interested in what happened.
Did you put it in
Yeah.
Hebrew when you put it into the
That's
trends? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
Makes sense.
I just translated, and I'm sitting there, oh my gosh, I'm like, can I have worn out to Google Translate? Like, good thing I didn't use Grok because I would have got the little emoji of Grok smoking, like where Grok's just like, I'm so tired. Because, and I've been working on this. I have been working on this effort for weeks and weeks, just in the background, because I know that the thing is that once we start identifying them really specifically, they tend to get deleted. So I wanted to make sure I had everything downloaded, indexed, CSVs, all of that, data and everything, and then sent it over to a few different people because I knew they were going to do that. But I kept thinking, okay, what are some terms that we know seem to have piqued people's interest in the days and weeks leading up to this, to
Mhm.
September 10th. And then I just thought to myself, okay, if I get off, so I'm stepping off of a plane in a foreign country, what are some of the things that I would immediately need as soon as I go off airplane mode, right? As soon as I turn my phone off airplane mode, I've now landed in a foreign country. What do I need? Well, I might need a SIM card. I might want to know where the local Chabad was, the kosher grocer, the
Wow.
restaurant, and then I was able to narrow it down and make it specific to Orem. So all of the searches were very specific to the actual location, as in, like, I didn't just do like kosher grocer. I did like kosher grocer, Provo, Utah. Do you know what I mean? Like, make it like specific to the spot. And
Wow.
then Tyler Robinson's image and his apartment number and, stuff like that. And then I would just go and I'd be like, okay, cool. I would find the one search in the year that was, popping for me. And then I would just go and look, and okay, we're looking in one of our destinations that our Egyptian jets go to. Oh, okay. And on April 17th, where were they? Yep, they were in Lincoln. And that's where the search had originated. So it was just, cross-referencing and stuff. Poor Rio, she sat on the phone with me so many times. I'm like, yeah, girl. And I'm like, okay, so do you think they would call him Tyler J? Or what about Tyler J? Poor Rio, because I'm like sitting there like researching, like, what do you think? What's Lance's middle name? What's his middle name? Like all the
Oh my
background stuff.
gosh.
It's Steven, if anybody wants to know.
Steven, is it? Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was Tyler.
No, actually, it's not. But it's
Oh.
okay.
Well, regardless, he wasn't the person that, not for these Google Trends were we hunting him down.
yeah.
But
Definitely.
yeah,
So now
but,
we're heading to Victor Marks. You want to start? So this is from Muppet. He sent us a whole bunch of we all kind of helped like find people back in September, October. I don't know when I met him. Came on my live stream a couple times, but he's gathered a lot of stuff and put it in a Google Drive and kind of helped us, and so we can show this today. So a big shout out to Muppet and some of the other people that have found people, which is one of them is me. I don't know. There's so many on the internet. Can't even remember.
Not
But
to mention,
he makes the collages and ties everything together, and we needed that. We really do, because we forget. Oh, where's that person? Where's this person? Where's the picture of that person? Who's this sheriff? Who's that one? And then we lose it in as the months go by. And I really appreciate him a lot, actually, for putting all these collages together. That's a lot of work. Yeah.
I think it was about a week ago. Victor Marks has been in and out of spaces. We were in a space, and Anna was like, "Look who just jumped in."
No, I think there was a fake
were
account, wasn't it? Wasn't it a fake account?
I don't know about that. It looked legit to
Oh.
me. So I just FYI, anybody.
I wonder if they can come and listen anonymously too, right? We'll never know if they're in there.
definitely. We
That's
know
a
that
very
there's
good point.
Yeah.
Anyone could be listening, and remember, those spaces are recorded, you guys. So just be mindful of exactly what you're saying, and that also when other people own the media, they can clip and dice it together. So just be
Yes.
careful.
Yes. So he made this, and it's just a connection to back to Victor. All these things. You guys can all read that here. I don't have to read it to you. Security team, sheriff, TPUSA action, Charlie, Faith, Mike Lee, Israel, Butch Hibbs. It's all here.
Right. And
And
he does
then
seem to be, he's someone that I think previously, I've always, like for me anyway, I've always had him as a person that I thought could somehow be, a person of interest,
mhm,
But I kind of always relegated him myself. This is my own, bias. I relegated him to like kind of like goon status, to like henchman status. I was like, he's like maybe he's a bad guy or whatever, but I don't think he's in charge of much. Well, I was wrong. I think I might have been
mhm,
wrong about that one. And now that's a lot of the reason why I wanted to put my head together with these girls, because things are happening. See,
yeah.
it feels like it is his relevance and his responsibility. My opinion on what that might be has increased a lot.
He's
I
good.
think,
He's running for governor, right? Of
oh yeah,
Colorado.
Colorado. I have long suspected, and now it's even been more confirmed, that he was, he's basically, whatever we are putting together, the suspicions that we have about the air travel over to Israel and all the different stops in the airports around here. I have long suspected that he was one of the major facilitators of what's been going on. And then, yeah, the more and more we learn,
Mhm.
the more that becomes clear. And the ties to like what happened with Corby Hall, and now just the ties back to TPUSA. Like, his son was Charlie's assistant for a while and was,
Oh,
yeah. And that relationship ended when they had their little falling out, probably in like July or so. And this is just my opinion and I can say it, but I think that he is Erica's father. It's just my opinion.
whoa, really?
If you look at them side by side, her without makeup, and of course this goes like way beyond it. You and
Allegedly,
I,
right? It's all allegedly.
listen, you know what, really, they can still sue you even if you say
You say
allegedly.
that? Wow.
So that doesn't just get you out of stuff. But I mean, I don't have any factual evidence. I'm just saying they look a lot alike.
They look
And
similar.
whenever Erica went in 2008, she talked about disappearing and going to like a pastor's house for 6 months. It was up in Colorado. Pretty sure it was them. And so the ties back into TPUSA are what's crazy. And the retooling on Charlie the first time and then him denying one. It's like we had these separate orbits going on, and we finally like saw the Venn diagram overlap. But yeah,
Yes.
it's crazy.
That is crazy. A lot of people say that she looks like JD Vance too. Like,
Well, I'm like, Rio, take it away. This is the Pure Spec podcast, guys, just so everybody's tracking.
yeah,
We're just considering different pieces of information. By the way, even if those people were related to each other, that doesn't mean that we're accusing them of doing something wrong.
yeah.
It's just that, if you put them in a family photo, if you put Erica Kirk and what's his name? Mr. Retool, Victor and JD Vance in a family photo, me personally, I would think, yes, that does look like a family to
Mhm.
me.
And for me, if that were to be true, it would make everything else click into place. It
Right.
would make sense as to why Erica is the way she is, the like kind of allegiance. And let's just be specific here. Hypothetical.
Mhm.
Young Erica is brought up without her birth father and then gets to know him later on. And he's some kind of whatever we're thinking he is, right? And like she's seeking daddy's validation and love and support. And finally, for the first time, she's having it. It's like whatever he's doing, she could very much well be like programmed to accept that and go along with the whole thing. So to me, that would make it would just make sense psychologically how this
Right.
is all worked out. Not an excuse, just
Yeah.
an explanation.
Yeah, so here is just his little bit of his bio. We don't have to read all of it. It's just he's born where he's born, what he endured when he in his I'm not going to read that. You guys can read that. I'm not allowed to read that. Um the stuff that he went through when as a child. He lived in 17 different houses. Attended 14 schools by oh wow, he attended 14 different high schools. Okay. Um, so again, Muppet helped us with this and
Yeah.
just
And
shows us a
and
little bit
it's like,
more. Yep, go ahead.
and it's like that's not a criticism of him. Of course, like, if he went through something as a child, it is very, very, very awful to even consider. So we're not passing any judgment on any
Yeah.
circumstance that he may have encountered throughout his childhood. His recounting of those, for me, the thing that I struggle with that makes me feel a little weird about when he talks about it is because it feels as though he brings it up as a manipulation tool.
Hmm.
And that always feels a little bit like, okay, why are we discussing such things publicly? Is this that we're just seeing a snippet of a moment? I always thought maybe we're seeing a snippet of some speech that he was giving for survivors, or maybe he was, talking with, certain individuals. And I always just tried to like give it the benefit of the doubt. You never know. But then he goes on Candace, and what did he ask her? Oh, did anything ever
Something
happen to you?
inappropriate, like really.
What on earth? Like that's, and I was like, no, that is, he's trying to bring this up as a manipulation tool. And that is where it gets like sick to me. So that's what I didn't like about it.
Yeah, same. I don't think you should be asking somebody something so personal. You don't know
What a
yes or
whole,
no if they're going to
yeah.
answer it. That's
Oh,
not something you ask on air.
right. What a holy, I mean,
No,
I'm like, just the idea that he thought that it was somehow okay for him to say that to her. Like I was very offended. Like
no
that was,
emotion, no empathy, no. I didn't feel that at the time. Like
Yeah.
when he was saying that, I'm like, whoa, why is he asking a question like that?
He acted like it's so, and it just gives you a snapshot into how these people operate behind the scenes and like what is normal to them. It is normal to them to be able to feel entitled to ask somebody that kind of
Yes.
something like that. And you can just tell that like it's like, is your prefrontal cortex not developed or damaged? Like is the with the psychopathy and what they think happens there. But I think it is very much put on because that is a narcissistic tool, is to use like childhood trauma. But to me, and I think men should seek therapy just like women do, because we all go through stuff. But I will say it is much more difficult in general for men to speak up about that kind of trauma. And
Yeah.
that's just the way we're built. So the ease with which he says this stuff makes me think it's pure manipulation or hyperbolic.
Hmm. I've
or I
never
think,
heard a man come out publicly like that before. Not
right.
like
And
that
if it,
over and over and over again. He does it during his. He's not a pastor, right? Like I think he
I think
tried to be or
he is,
something.
I think he technically is, but he doesn't
Do it
practice
anymore. Okay.
very often. I think that that's more of a, it's part of his past to any,
He says it
anyway.
in his in some churches. He's talked
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just ouch. I don't like that. I wouldn't want to go to a service and listen to that.
I
But
think
here's
he,
here's a little bit of his write up of his.
I was going to say he, just like Erica, is very used to pathological lying. He
Mhm.
just lies. And if you remember Corby's interview with Candace, they talk about how Corby and his wife had gotten married in Vegas, and that Victor was overseeing it, officiating it, but that he really wasn't actually like licensed to do that in Nevada. So who knows if he was ever licensed at all. But I mean, who does?
Yeah,
Who,
and isn't his wife my bride? Isn't she like really good friends with Erica? From what I heard. Yeah. Really good. Because she was the first one she hugged when she got out of the car. They were the first ones that hugged. I don't know if you guys saw that picture.
Yes. That photo is on Victor's Instagram.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
It's really sick, the entire backstory as a tool of manipulation, the entire fact that he even, I mean, in my opinion, he even treats his marriage that way as well. It's just, it really feels like every single thing out of his mouth, to me anyway, feels like an effort to convince. It's this just like, I don't know if it feels a bit like narcissism, or I know that he's discussed a few personality, I think he admitted to a few personality disorders. And again, men's mental health is extremely important, and it's an underserved community, and men absolutely do struggle with things just the same way that women do. And it is, I think personally, it is really, really awful that that's not taken more seriously.
right,
And so I
because
want to make sure
he was in like the Marine Corps, right?
he
He said
was well. And I do have questions about his service record as well. I think that they got some pretty decent clarification on that with Candace, but Yeah, his backstory has had a lot of question marks. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, and it makes a mockery out of men who are actually struggling with like childhood trauma and abuse. And I will say too, I think he has voluntarily checked himself into mental hospitals at times, which if you need help, absolutely do it. But it blows my mind that they will still allow people, and I'm very pro Second Amendment, but that they will still allow people who have had that kind of track history with mental health to have firearms and a license like this, but yet,
Right.
if
Yeah.
you get a DWI and it's a felony, you can't have a firearm for nonviolent.
And he said he had all those things, PTSD, all these
Well,
different neurological disorders. Didn't he say that? I think he came out and he said that.
I think that he said he had been hospitalized. I think it was like rapid cycling, manic depressive, if I'm not mistaken. But I was going to say that, the hard part for me is that someone who is conducting himself in this way, communicating in this way, and then intentionally going and placing himself around vulnerable populations when he has clearly stated on multiple occasions that he does not feel as though his mental health is at least steady and stable, but he goes to places like Haiti, and then he goes around orphan children, and he goes around orphan children in other locations, and he gives them these dignity kits and whatnot. And it's like, so if you are struggling actively, then perhaps you should have your mental health in a better place before you are placing yourself around in these. Not only could it be dangerous, for the individuals that are there that are in these vulnerable populations, but also, sir, wouldn't that very likely be a difficult condition for you to be in, to place yourself in these situations? It really, for me anyway, it does not align with what you would see from someone who had good intentions.
Yeah.
That's how I'll put it.
Yeah. And someone in the chat, Crunk, thank you for clarifying. It was dissociative identity disorder, and I think that is the same thing as borderline BPD. It's not the same as bipolar. For those of you not familiar, bipolar disorder is totally different than borderline personality disorder.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Borderline personality is what they used to title histrionic personality disorder. And it's someone who struggles with emotionally labile. They have a difficult time conducting themselves in settings and having what we would expect as a normal social response to different stressors and interactions. Whereas bipolar disorder, that is characterized by 6-month cycles of depression, where someone becomes increasingly depressed, which is very sad, but then a slow return to what some people would consider normal. However, the trouble is that once you hit normal and enter into your manic phase, those remaining 3 months, generally speaking, they escalate to the point where, so in medicine, what we think of as someone who is a classic bipolar individual would likely be hospitalized or institutionalized at the end of that cycle, because they are quite literally nude in the street. Like, that's what you see with an actual bipolar person. Now, that's a very dangerous disorder, unfortunately, for people to leave untreated. So when we're thinking about the ways that he's describing himself, dissociative identity disorder is multiple personalities. That is extremely rare, and I have not seen any evidence that he suffers from that. I think that a lot of folks who maybe are trying to explain away behaviors, we think of that kind of like in the justice system and also in the mental health system as being something that people can kind of try to say, oh, it wasn't me. But people who genuinely have that disorder, he would be, one of his personalities would be like Mary Kate, who's an 80-year-old woman, right? And one of his personalities would be like Aaron Jordan, who is a father of 3, an accountant. Like, it is a very, very pronounced disorder. He has not shown, in my opinion, any signs of that. I do see a lot of antisocial personality traits. That's just me. I've done mental health, throughout the years, kind of a lot. And I do see antisocial traits. That's my opinion. Just as far as his lack of ability to show genuine compassion, altruism, etc. Also, in addition, and his tension and his insistence on conflict, but also there does seem to be a little bit of a potential sociopathy, psychopathy, perhaps.
And I'm going to be doing a deep dive on him too. I haven't done it yet because there's so much on him. It's just how are you going to do one show, right?
Yeah, you can. And then to wrap up with what Anna was saying, It reminds me of the cluster B personality disorder. If you think of it like a pyramid, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs is like the way I think of it. And these are from the bottom up. You've got histrionic, which to me, he exhibits a lot of traits of histrionic, speaks in prose, very outlandish, like out there, very dramatic. And then you have borderline personality disorder, narcissism, and then ASPD, which is psychopathy. And there are some doctors out there, psychologists, who believe that wherever the one that you have the furthest on the top, I guess. So if you have ASPD, then you have them all the way down. So like if you're, and that might not necessarily be true. That's like, a theory, but to me, he exhibits a lot of these are the antisocial personality disorders. But anyways, it's very interesting.
Yeah. So
Interesting
he's done also martial arts. He had that in Hawaii, right? Everybody knows that. And obviously he was in the Marine Corps. Yeah.
I'm like, he's
everywhere.
Guys, citizens of Colorado, is that your next governor? Is that your next governor? Like, what are we doing? This is a kooky
close
person.
to that, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like it's getting pretty close to that?
I thought that he was just running for office so that he could maybe take some campaign donations. Like, I thought he was doing it as a joke. But now the idea that he's doing this, and he won the Republican nomination, guys, Colorado, what are we doing?
What are we doing here? And you guys can read all this. I don't know if there's certain things I can't read in here. So he's trained world champions, military personnel, and athletes known as Christian martial arts. Okay. 2000 ministry founding All Things Possible. Okay, I remember that. All Things Possible ministry. Focus trauma recovery, rescuing not reading that. Worked in public affairs, including focus on the family, relocated to Colorado Springs area, so around the 2000s. Did humanitarian work in Iraq, Syria, North Africa, Southeast, right here.
I mean, so what's interesting is, again, when I was saying before about like the vulnerable populations, as far as when I'm trying to think of if someone is potentially around wrongdoing, not saying that he ever engaged in any of it, but he is specifically placing himself around women, children, vulnerable populations, those requiring humanitarian aid, which often means that folks are in bad straits, right? They're in a tough time in their lives. So they're sometimes, unfortunately, forced into situations because they have to do things to survive. And then he is continually going into these high-risk missions to conflict zones. Wow, how magnanimous of him, right? We're sure that there's no other purpose. I mean, it reads to me like, okay, put it like this. If you wanted to engage in some sort of wrongdoing, if you wanted to create, I don't know, a weapons trafficking network or something, unfortunately for Victor and all of his generous volunteerism that we're seeing here, this is exactly what you would do as well, because you would want to place yourself around a place where you had access to women and girls, vulnerable individuals, people in war-torn conflict zones. You would want to put yourself in those situations with a good cover for why you're there. And so, unfortunately for him, this is exactly what we would see if that was what he or someone was doing. So, in my opinion, it doesn't read great as a resume. That's just me. It really doesn't.
And then here shows just a picture of his martial arts in Hawaii. And then obviously October 1st is announced his candidacy for governor of Colorado. I love Get Crunked and Listen. You're a fire. Do you see that she has a flamingo top and she's in a plane? People change their emojis as we're talking. I cannot believe this. I'm laughing. She's in a plane. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys read that? We can move on. Nobody has any questions with that. What else do we got here? Now his connections. So he has connections with, again, thank you, Muppet, for putting all these things together. I told him to do that a long time ago. I'm like, get all these people in pictures and let's, he's really connected Victor to
To
everyone.
Frank Turek.
Yeah, to
Okay.
everyone. Look at that.
Okay.
So you can see here, he'll put these little blurbs here, but they've done stuff together. You see Frank,
They've worked
he'll
together
put
on
these two
various.
little blurbs here. Yeah, they've done
Okay.
stuff together.
Sure.
Then
How
here,
many?
he's like, look
Wow.
at this. Look at
Wow.
this.
No, sure. I mean, and I'm sure that all of these individuals are engaged in helping people. They just want to help people, guys. That's all that they want to do. So no one think anything else. Okay? Nobody
Sheriff
ask
Mark
any
Lamb.
questions.
Didn't he have
Is
some
that
kind of
where is
scandal?
he the sheriff
I
of?
think he did. And then Sheriff Mike Smith, he was there at UVU that day. He also was in A&E 60 days, but it doesn't really matter. Anybody can be in a TV show, right?
Right.
Just the connections though back
Oh,
to him.
well, one that I do want to make sure that so I'm working on this and I hope that other people will join me. He has a ton of connections with Johnny Moore during their
Oh,
time when they were working on the Gaza, when Johnny Moore took over the GHF, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. And that was another situation where individuals were going in, including Anthony Aguilar, who came in from a good place, right? Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Aguilar. I've heard him speak a great deal. He came in as a person who was a veteran and he was attempting to deliver aid to these individuals in Gaza. It was a great mission at the time of its outset. However, Johnny Moore took it over, and I believe that the ICC has accused them of having a hand in the dealings over there and the situation
mm-hmm.
over there, that they were in fact using, there was the allegations of target practice. And Mr. Victor allegedly worked and coordinated with him on that project. So if we're thinking about the kind of people that we're dealing with here and that we're talking about here, then it's very unfortunate. And I definitely have had my eye on looking into Johnny Moore and his history a great deal, given that he's also Andrew Colbat's old mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And somebody said Muppet or Kino. I don't know what that means. So if you helped in this too, shout out to.
I bet Kino worked on it as well.
Yeah,
I think
I apologize. Like this is just
both of
something that
them.
Muppet sent you the drive, right? I helped too, and there's
Yeah.
like Charlotte, there's JJ, there's so many people that contributed into finding these people. If I didn't mention you, please drop their names in the chat. I can't
Yes,
remember
shout out to
everybody.
every person who worked on it. Every person, and again, this is a crowdsourced investigation all the way
Yep.
through. But we want to make sure to give credit where it's due.
Yes.
So, I wouldn't be surprised, Kino. I'm like, Kino, you're on top of things. I know that. So probably
Mm-hmm.
you did have a hand in
Yeah.
that. I know that Allie did. I know the Muppet
Yep.
did. They are so good at finding this data, and it's so relevant to
So
this
relevant
investigation.
to finding all these people. So shout out to Kino, JJ, Charlotte, whoever else helped putting this stuff together. Okay, and then we got I think this is Lamb here again, Mark Lamb. He's also associated with TPUSA endorsement candidates. He put this all here. You guys can read that, screenshot it, read it. We'll do whatever you'd like. Can people hear me okay? I have to speak up a bit. Sorry if you can't hear me. Then we got Victor Marks, and this is where I've been working on a little bit because I'm doing the Y Refi stuff, and it's connected to Salem Media, and Salem Media is being bought out by Waterstone, and Waterstone CEO is Ken Harrison. So you see Ken Harrison here. They do podcasts together. They're friends. They're really good friends. Yesterday we had Ken Harrison, my friend and fellow Marine. So this is where my story, because I'm like trying to do another video. I'm gonna do it with probably ADN, and we postponed it, but we're gonna do a deep dive on the Y Refi and how it's connected to Waterstone, and Waterstone is in Colorado.
Is it?
It's in
It's
Colorado.
headquartered in.
And Salem
so-
Media, it does the Charlie Kirk show, and it does
Wow.
the Y Refi stuff. So, and it does the Real Life Jack Network, and it's all, guys. This is all connected. Okay,
Right.
You know?
That's fascinating.
yeah.
Huh.
And
I
this
thought
is Ken, and they bought out Salem Media this August.
Do we have any idea what the acquisition details are? I mean, like, so what, what does it mean? Because I feel like I'm like, No offense, I'm sure they're not shell companies. I'm sure they're not all, because I feel like Salem Media is a legitimate company, I guess, right? But can anyone explain to me a little bit more about what it means that they like bought them out, or that like it's like a totally new ownership group? I'm sorry, I have a knowledge gap there, so I'm hoping you guys can help me.
Well, Waterstone is a Christian community foundation. I guess they are, I don't know. They said here in this article that the transaction will take the company private and strengthen Salem's long term mission across radio, digital media, streaming, podcasting, television, and publishing. So that Salem did everything for the Charlie Kirk show, like their podcast, all that stuff, and even
Okay.
radio, um, which
Hmm.
was a huge company, the Salem. I think they
That's
even do that. Do
interesting.
they do the Angel Studios too? You know, that stuff that comes out. I don't know. I'm just allegedly. I think Angel Studio too. Maybe, perhaps. Somebody in the chat tell me. It's a
I'm
lot to
not
remember.
I'm not familiar with the Angel Studio, but I really wasn't.
It's a Christian. Like they do movies and stuff like that. It's a Christian
There's a
network.
lot. I was not aware that there are so many Christian affiliated media companies, and
Mhm.
which is fine. Like, hey, be about it, But really, I feel like the only now after all this, only Christian company I trust is Chick-fil-A.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, do we have to hold that opinion about who is it? Home Goods? Is it Home Goods too? Ah,
Oh, I think they're fine.
Aw.
Legitimate businesses.
Oh man. So for me, okay, so why refi? I would love for you to look into this, Rio, probably up your alley. Um, they had a lawsuit, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Here, you could screenshot it if you want. It gives the number and everything. Now he is Lane Schwamberger. I think I'm saying it right. If I'm not, sorry. He does Why Refi. He's the sponsor for the Prove Me Wrong events. It's a student loan company, very new. Came out in I think 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. The same time all this stuff happened. Like the same time Charlie Kirk met Erica, the same time Charlie Kirk met the pastors, all the same time. And then this new company just was just doing the sponsorship of the Prove Me Wrong event. And there
Um,
was a lawsuit for misuse of influencers, which was 8 months before Charlie Kirk passed. They settled, and they settled for 780K allegedly. I don't know the exact number. Let's just say 700K because I can't remember. Um, that was interesting. I don't know if Charlie even knew that. I don't know if it was like a hush hush, but we got one of the influencers they showed, the only one, because if they go into the lawsuit, they would have to show probably all of them. I don't know, Rio. You are the lawyer. I don't know. So they did show he got paid 100K a month for marketing ads, and he's with Salem Radio, if anybody knows. I just find it all weird how that happened. The lawsuit happened. Now Waterstone is buying out Salem Media. Whoa, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Things are all connected. That's why I'm like, stop. And I even told like Anna, there's a plane here. There's also a plane, an aircraft, that she needs to look into, that is owned by him. Why refi?
yes.
It's all look at all this. It's all connected.
Exactly. And it very
Thoughts?
much is.
Thoughts, Rio? I don't know.
Yeah, when you have a chance, I clipped out the caption of the case, but it doesn't actually have the case number on it. So if you find it, will you send it to me?
Yeah, I can send it to you right now. Yeah.
But yeah, that is interesting. I wonder who, not the beneficiaries, but who the plaintiffs were. Oh yeah, I know it looks like it's the state. Is that what it is? It's a class. Was it a class action?
Oh, can you not see it? Hold on.
Yeah, go back one. Let's see.
I can bring up the whole lawsuit and I can send it to you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really interesting. Yeah, I had no idea. I would wonder if it was a class action and who the class members were, especially if they settled for only 700,000. And I, depending on how it's filed, they could have had it like sealed. I'll definitely go take a look. They got out easily with $700,000 only. That's less than $1 million on something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I am a capitalist at heart, so I am very entrepreneurial. Make money where you can. If you put the investment up and you put the risk up, all great. But there's something I feel weird about these student loan companies that are not government. They're independent, and if they're not through a bank, right? So like if you got one from Wells Fargo, that's still technically a private loan, not a government loan. But so loans that don't go through the government are not afforded the protections when the president makes like a mandatory freeze on everything. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah.
Did we lose Anna? I think we lost Anna.
Did we? Oopsie. I'm not on the page.
She'll come back in.
Did she just oh, she's off screen right now. I don't know where she is.
Okay.
She's not there. She's not there. So maybe she had to go to the loo. I don't know.
To the loo. Anyways, so if there are any students out there or parents who have students going to college, I just want to let you know this. Go ahead and I would suggest, and this is not financial advice, this is like real life advice. And I'm up to my eyeballs in student loan debt. And I'm telling you that mine are through the government, and I don't mind paying my student loans back. I do not care. I'm grateful we live in a country where we can take out the loans to go to school, but the interest rate on student loan debts is insane, even with the government ones. But if you can take out government loans, do that instead of private. If only because unless your private loans are smaller, like to subsidize your income, your kids' income, because when they do those like moratoriums or whatever, because like, through COVID, they had the, what am I thinking? It was like a freeze on everything. It was deferral. It was like an automatic deferral on all student loans. But if you have private or if you have refinanced, if you've refinanced your government loans, you don't qualify. So just make sure you know that. And so I don't mind, like capitalist at heart.
And I think they take the ones that are really struggling that are going to, I guess, the student. Yeah. Yeah.
So and that's predatory, and it borderlines on predatory lending. But, I've been there before. I had to pay for all of my school, even with like scholarships and stuff. So, and my parents couldn't co-sign on loans, which is a whole nother thing. Like,
right.
The whole student loan industry is messed up because one, it's not the parents' mandatory obligation to pay for a child's college. Like it doesn't matter. It's just, it's not something that is a duty of them. So the child going to school should be able to take out loans on their own without parents co-signing. And what they do is it almost seems predatory. Like they'll go for ones that don't have a high credit score or no credit history. I don't really know about why refi, but I would think that could be something accurate.
Yeah. I just thought it was just a very weird coincidence. 8 months before this happened, they went into lawsuit. They settled, and then Salem Media got bought over by Waterstone. Like this all is just too weird to me.
I wonder.
And they're all sponsored by, they all do the sponsors. They all do the sponsorships for Why Refi. So this guy works for Salem Media, and he gets $100K from him.
I wonder if this was a regulatory, like an administrative body lawsuit, or if this is class action. And I wonder what the specific allegations are with the misappropriate, the misuse. Like, guys, I would really like to know how that's against the law. I'm just arguing the other side. Like, I just factually want to know what happened here.
Yeah, I will send it to you when I find it. I do have it in my files. And then what I thought was really weird in April, that's when I noticed it. I put it out right away. They changed their mics in the studio. It never said this before. It never had a mic that said Why Refi ever on the Charlie Kirk show. Ever. These are the little things that I noticed. Never. So, and they are saying presented by Why Refi. when they start their show now, and they
Wow.
say, "Welcome to Y Refi Studios." That's what they say when they
I
start the
see.
show.
So it was a financial thing. Yeah, sorry about that. Someone was at the door. I had to.
Yeah.
My DoorDash came. I had to. We
That's
had to
okay.
grab our
I'm
tacos.
like, "Where
Sorry
did you
about
go?"
that, guys. Well, I forgot that I left the thing that you have to give me. I have to give them a code. Forgot. I said that they're just gonna
Oh,
set it
okay.
out there, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Ma'am, can you please?"
You're
Sorry.
all good.
Yeah.
So then I have a video. Just listen clearly. You'll hear him say, "Welcome to Y Refi Studios." They usually say, "Welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show." I don't hear that anymore. So here we go.
All right, welcome back to the Y Refi Studios. I want to tell you about them. And this, I got a note from them because I kept saying, if you're an accredited investor, you know who you are. But apparently a lot of accredited investors don't know who they are. So you can actually contact Y Refi and they'll walk you through it and help you figure that out. So, but if you are an accredited investor, you can earn up to 10.
Does somebody have
Shut
their
up,
mic on?
Blake. I'm like, I don't even want him to. Don't even react to it. Don't shut up. Like, how dare they? First of all, one, how dare they take that song? How dare they take that song? I don't even remember who it is who sings that song right now. But who is
What's the
that?
song? Does
What is that
anybody know
song?
that
I know that
song?
song. I know that song. That song was a part of my childhood. And how dare these little monsters have that song? How dare they have what is it called? The rights to that song? They had to pay money for that.
Yeah, I
Don't
think
you dare.
Yeah,
Don't
they
even,
must have.
Andrew.
They
it's
must
probably
have. Yeah.
because it is moved over to Yacht Rock station on Sirius XM.
I have no.
Ah.
Oh, Yacht Rock. Bye. I thought that was like hard step EDM. I thought, listen, if they had it their way, they'd be doing like, stupid dubstep like remixes that aren't even good. Okay, they're not even hard bass. Okay, just how dare they take that song?
Oh,
and
nobody
then you
could
wanna
hear it
have
because it was echoing. So let me start it again. Maybe mute your mics.
start it
folks.
over, run
Yeah.
it back. You guys will love this song.
Yeah. Mute your mics, everybody. All right. Go back again. And here we go.
All right, welcome back to the Y Refi Studios. I want to tell you about them. And this, I got a note from them because I kept saying, if you're an accredited investor, you know who you are. But apparently a lot of accredited investors don't know who they are. So you can actually contact Y Refi and they'll walk you through it and help you figure that out. So, but if you are an accredited investor, you can earn up to 10.25% on your investment. And that interest rate is fixed, which is incredible. At 1 year, it's like they offer 6.5%, so it's still really robust. But at 5 years, if you commit to them for 5 years, you will have 10.25% interest fixed, which is incredible. Your interest is calculated daily. You're paid out monthly. You can watch and track all that on the back end on the dashboard. And you can take your interest as income, or you can reinvest it, whatever you choose. And a third option that they automate for you is donating that interest to a local charity, church of your choice.
We are
Donate
not
it to
sponsored by Y Refi. We
national
think that they're terrible.
Sorry,
Boo,
what?
boo, boo.
They
Boo.
literally did not run that by legal.
They must have got some, stuff for
First
this.
of all, you can't guarantee. I mean, if they're going to guarantee a 10% or whatever, then they're going to have to pay out on that. But that's like super misleading to me with investments and like the regulatory, standards around that and how you can advertise. You can't guarantee that with investments. But notice he got a note, you guys. He got a note from them.
What a dweeb. What an absolute. I'm just like, shut up, Andrew. I don't even want to hear. I don't even
Oh
see-
man,
Listen,
Andrew.
First of all, how
He's
far is
something
heaven?
else.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. How far is heaven? By Los Labos. Is that right? Los Labos? Something like that. I'm not sure because I saw it fly by in the chat. So that means somebody out there in the chat
Yeah.
has a great taste in music. Get that also through. Put a copyright strike.
Yeah,
Los
I see it.
Labos. Put in the copyright claim. Don't let
And
them
I
use your
can't
music
play
for
the
this.
whole song, so I cut
we
it.
should
I
put-
cut the intro. I already cut it. No, it was only like 2 seconds. Yeah, so we should be good. But yeah, is that the song title?
It is called How Far is Heaven? To all of my fellow millennials and actually people in all age ranges, top tier, absolutely goated summertime song. Okay, it is like 1 or 2 on the playlist. The minute I heard the first couple, Lonely Boys, yeah, that's what I thought it was. But I don't. Guys, it's called How Far is Heaven, and it's a great
Okay.
song, and it's too good for
Wow.
them. It's too good for them. I don't want to see.
Yeah, I guess
Get
they
his face
bought
off
it.
the
They had
stage.
to have. They had to have.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Have y'all
Oh,
But
been
it's
yeah.
doing
interesting. I'll send you because since you're the lawyer, I'll send you all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it happened and they settled, so they should be good,
Yeah.
right? But it was for misuse of influencers, is what it
I
was
would
all about.
I'd really like to see whose behalf that was brought on, and I would really like to know. But has anybody noticed how much it's like, right after he passed away, everybody was all dewy and glowy, and how much some of them have aged just in the past couple months? They look
Yes.
tortured.
Yes, you are correct. They look a lot different from September. 1 year. What has 1 year done?
Look how tired he looks.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not dogging him for the looks. I'm just saying, like, even just from January, they all look haggard. They look about 10 years older, even Blake Neff,
Well, they're under pressure. Definitely, they're probably stressed out. I wouldn't.
They should be. Oh, what? An actual human emotion other than greed and selfishness?
Yes.
That-
And keep on doing those, events. Because I think the first one was like October 10th or something, like a
Oh,
month
well,
after.
they're still in the merch stage of grief, I think. I'm not totally sure. The grief doesn't stop.
Crazy.
What is it? Grind set? No, they call it.
Crazy.
Grind set. It's probably because the sales had plateaued, so they're like finally realizing, okay, we have all this money now. Now what? Like,
Mhm.
money can't get us out of this.
I mean, this is just a small section of what I've been talking about with Rye Reef. I'm just showing you a little segment how it's connected to Waterstone and Lane and Ken and Victor Mark. So like this is all allegedly, guys, okay? But
I just thought,
hey, he's getting paid. It says here at the bottom, 25,000 cash from Y Refi.
hey, I wanted
Paid
to
him.
say really quick, I saw
Yep.
Mary Kate's comment go by in the chat just a minute ago, and I wanted to make sure that we talked about it. Mary Kate, aka MK, I can't select it, Allie. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm
I
not
got it.
ready.
Okay, this one?
Yes. Mary Kate, congratulations. That is so wonderful. Congratulations. What a
That's
blessing.
amazing.
We're so proud of you. We're so happy for you. That is just incredible. So happiest birthday. Happiest birthday.
Happy birthday, and
Yes.
and congratulations on that. That's
Every
amazing.
day, one day at a time, girl. Love it for
Mhm.
you. Love
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, I missed that because the
No,
chat's going by, and I'm just
I
trying to
know
look at
that
the
I
screen.
know.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
a
lot.
lot.
And plus we're playing Mike. Everyone, thank you guys for putting up with our echoes. Right now, currently, there's an echo that happens on stream, just in case anybody missed our little stream about it earlier. But this was kind of the only way that we could do it. So right now, Rio and I are we're dancing. And so every time that she wants to talk, I have to mute. And
Yeah.
every time I want to talk, she has to mute. I don't know if anything would happen if Allie muted too. I don't know because Allie's the host on this one. So I don't know if that would even work. But
Mhm.
we are making it work. And also, I'm happy as a clam, guys, because I'm literally eating a taco while I listen to smart ladies talk about this stuff. So carry on.
Go ahead.
Look,
So there's this guy too. There's a whole bunch of influencers, and they've been to the her event. There's a whole bunch of girls. There's like Riley Gaines. There's um oh, I can't remember all of them. There's a
No.
squad of them that sponsor the influencers that sponsor this. Even Xavier. Xavier does a lot of it. Obviously, Brandon Tatum.
Savannah Chrisley.
Thank you.
Like, leave our girl alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if she had any student loan problems. Did she?
There's no way. Well, I mean, the irony here, what we're talking about is finances, but
Yeah.
that girl, people need. I honestly, I hate it when people attack like famous people or celebrities, like without realizing that they are actual people too. And it's
Mhm.
like her parents, whatever happened there, it's not her fault. She also had to take guardianship of her two younger siblings. They lost everything. And then
Wow.
her former fiance died within like 1 year. Remember the hockey guy?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
guy who played professional?
Yep.
That girl has been through so much. And it's like, so I hate people dragging her down for what her parents said. You can't, shouldn't have to pay for the sins of your parents, however you feel about it. But
Yeah, I think that it's just in the news, and so they
Mhm.
relate it to her. So now that's her name too. I think.
Yeah.
That's how
Well, I wish
people-
TPUSA and Erica Kirk would leave her alone. It's not happy to see that.
What did they do? Wasn't she
No,
at
no.
the event? Wasn't she at her event?
It's not what they they did to, or say, yeah, she was one of the listed speakers.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like she's vulnerable. Just leave her alone.
Oh.
And she was friends with Charlie and like really close, I guess, to Trump too, because Trump got her parents out of jail, but she was very close to Charlie. And after he died, she was one of the videos I first saw. And so Charlie too,
Wow. Okay, we'll just move on, and because there's so much on this, I can't even like show it all in one episode because we're talking about something else. But just that's a small connection, and then we can move on to back to Victor again. Victor Mark and Senator Mike Lee. That's another one. Look at all the sheriffs here. Okay, Sheriff Nate Brooksby. Obviously, wasn't he at UVU? He was at UVU. He was at UVU.
Also, why do they all look the same, minus plus some hair and a hat?
True.
Probably because the videos were all taken, or the pictures were all taken like at a different time. Although if they're LDS, they could hypothetically be related, right?
I mean, there's just like a theme here. I don't know. And you can't make these names up either. It's like a tragic play written by Shakespeare when we've got people's names like Farnsworth and Goldsberry. It sounds like something Shakespeare wrote.
Yeah.
It's definitely kind of the same little cast of characters. It seems like kind of continually, all of our usual suspects.
And there, he's over here with Ken Harrison. We had Ken Harrison, my friend, the fellow Marine, developing leadership training center for the Little Range Therapy on the AR-15. Ken is the chairman and CEO of Promise Keepers. His mission to provide executive leadership and strategic direction to the ministry and inspire men to be bold, humble, and ambitious with their faith. Check out Promise Keepers 2020. So they've been friends for a bit, and I just thought it was just very interesting that he bought out Salem Media. So yeah, and he's in there from Colorado, and yeah, so
I get the feeling they're trying to Arizona, Colorado, if that makes sense. Like it seems like they're trying to make it into the next. I don't want to say like conservative because I don't think there's much that's actually conservative about any of these individuals, but they're trying to make it like the new next like neocon loophole. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's a good way to
And
put
do
it.
some self-dealing, a little dirty deal, whatever. But it feels like a lot of these same characters are starting to pop up in these places. And I'm very sad. I really like Colorado. And so I don't understand why it is that they would agree to such a thing. I thought it was Lib City out there.
They're not agreeing to this. They're not. I've heard a lot of people in Colorado talking about how they have no idea how he won the Republican primary.
Yeah.
But and you have to, I'm sorry, there's just no way that election was not rigged because of this. And even though like some of the people, even in Denver, it's turned into.
That took days. I streamed that live for 16 hours. That took days to finish and all of a sudden the counter stopped. I'm like, for hours. I'm like, and you wake up in the morning, it's like his numbers just jumped.
Yeah, of course.
Immaculately.
And I think that like, even those of us who used to be more liberal or identify with the Democrat Party, the identity of those groups and parties changes over time to where it's nothing that you can even recognize anymore. And I do think that Colorado, they're like, yeah, like traditionally we're liberal, but we're also tired of the dirt and the homelessness and the issues like that. So whatever it is we have to do to get rid of this, but I know they didn't vote for this psychopath.
I guess just get in bed with the neocons or something. Get in bed with Zios. I don't know. It's not good. I don't like it. It feels like there's a lot of mischief afoot. Let's put it like that.
Well, they
don't
give
also
people
connections
choices.
with the security as well, because he I think he had some correlation here. Hold on. Head of security Dan Flood. Is there pictures with Victor Marks? I guess there is. So tiny. Sorry guys, I can't see. But he's done like he wouldn't have put this in there if there wasn't a connection. So if Muppets in the House, let me know if that's correct. We got Justin Davis, Rick Cutler. Obviously, there's way more. There was Dan Flood. There was Pierce Beck, and who else was there? Well, we know Frank Turk was there, but I'm talking about like security. Rick Cutler, Justin Davis, Pierce Beck. Oh, Blake Huruff, right?
Another
I'm-
Blake.
Yeah, Blake Huruff, the guy with the beard and jumped over the table like Superman. That
Oh
guy.
yeah. The sideway, like
Yeah.
I want to call it that. Let's call it the electric slide.
Yeah. They probably all know him. I'm allegedly, I don't know. But this is a good find. We haven't seen Rick Cutler in ages talking about security. So I posted this and I wanted to know where this was. Obviously this everybody knows who he is, right? Sean Curran. He was like a butler. He was the one that was in the picture. He was like the head of security
He's
there. Yeah.
one of the he is one of the is he Secret Service, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's one of
He's the
the
director of it. Yeah.
right. For POTUS. So
Yes.
for the prez. The current director of the Secret Service, I think, is a different guy, but this is the director of his actual
Mhm.
what is that called? His group, his detail.
Yes. his
So
detail.
he's the guy in the photo from the famous, fight photo. What is he doing with Rick Cutler?
I don't know.
What
I
is
thought Rick Cutler was retired, but apparently he said while working the executive protection detail for a member of Congress, I was able to meet the director of the Secret Service, Sean Curran. So there they are together. And then now I'm trying to figure out where were they? Like I know this was in August, the first week of August. Let me try to find out the date. It has to be the 5th, 6th, or 7th. That's what I was trying to figure out online. And with all the great sleuths out there that helped me, we found her picture. I think Wisha helped me with that one. And then there's another girl, Jennifer, that helped me with saying that it was the job fair, the North Texan job fair.
It looks like a
So
remodeled Olive Garden. They got together for soup, salad, and breadsticks,
right. I don't know. We all know her. Remember, Candace was like the widow. She's like the widow. She's like the prego, the widow. So yeah, that was
Is that
she was-
Dana?
yes, it is.
Huh.
It is. Yeah. So she took a picture with him, and this
Good
is
picture of her, actually.
Senator Tan Parker. This gentleman right here.
Pretty girl, ugly soul, unfortunately, with Dana Loesch.
That's a theme.
And just thanks to these two for finding out, because I posted the picture and I was trying to find out where they were, and they grabbed that picture and tried to figure out where it was. And I didn't know. I didn't even think about grokking it, to be honest. She grokked it.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
like
then she
Jennifer
said it was
Valentine. Yeah, we love her. Oh my gosh, great job, Jennifer. That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So Wisha and that, helping me find out where they were.
Wisha too. Ah, amazing. Nice
Yeah.
job, Wisha.
So yeah, that's where they were. And where I thought he retired. Like I don't know what's going on.
I
But yeah,
have a
this
lot of questions. I have a lot of outstanding questions about Rick. I know that a lot of people have, thought that he was involved in a variety of levels or manners. And so he's definitely someone that I've always had my eye on. It's just that I feel as though they are intentionally kind of hiding him.
Mhm.
And that feels like that's on purpose, right?
Yeah, true. No, he's been non-existent since 9/10. I think the only picture, and I gave it to Baron, was when he was in Fairy Lake, and then Baron connected Butch Hibb to Fairy Lake. They both posted the same picture on a day apart. So, which was weird. Why was Butch and Rick Cutler at the same place? I don't know.
At Fairy Lake, nonetheless.
Yeah,
Where's that?
Montana,
Fairy
right?
Lake?
Montana. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Montana.
Jealous.
Sorry, I didn't say where.
Benny Johnson wasn't there. He didn't go for that one.
Maybe not. He was. I don't know.
Fairy Lake, yeah.
Fairy.
Just being mean.
Yeah.
Right. Just being mean, Ugh, I don't get it. I honestly don't okay. Yeah. Is this Rick?
Yeah, this is just, if anybody doesn't know who Rick was, he was there. This is just a little bit of write up of him. Retired 29 years of service with Irie. I always say that wrong.
It's
Not gonna say-
Irving.
Irving, thank you. He will be moving to Guatemala, serving as director in training logistics and Iris Relief. He will be training equipment, first responders, Body of Christ, and prevention. Anyways, he was there for a bit, but I think he's back, obviously, in the U.S. So he also does the taste. I don't know if he's still doing that. Missions and ministries, and then there's people that say that he was I don't know. I'm not going to read that out. You guys can read that yourself. I don't know if there's any connection. That's just all allegedly. Someone else.
With the way
But-
all this is going,
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get an episode of House Hunters International with him.
My goodness. It's something else, right? It's very hard to find him, to be honest. You can't. Anyways, this is just a picture. I think I got this from the Candace
I mean,
Owens show.
I think that we should like I'm thinking, I think that we have to pay attention to that. The people that have been kept as ghosts intentionally. We have Brian Harpole sitting there on Sean Ryan doing a 3-hour interview.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, there's all the way, to Rick Cutler, who no one has seen nor heard, and Justin Davis, who I do not think has said a word publicly ever, even though he's the man that was included in those Google Trend searches, his image at Fort Banana. Please, lest we forget. Also, Dan Flood, he seems to have been hidden away too. So I'm like, when we're thinking about the people that have been put into the public eye, I feel as though that is intentional, because what I think they're doing is they're trying to hide a lot of the other people. And Rick Cutler sitting next to Sean Curran,
Mhm.
that's relevant.
Yeah, like, so why can Frank come out and talk and none of them are talking? just
And give
Frank
85
and Brian?
different stories. Right.
I don't
Frank can come
understand.
out and he can yank and he can bank. Okay. He can be yanking and banking all over television every few hours.
Oh, yeah. Pounding
then
his
we're-
chest,
Thank you. I'm being like, Candace Owens, blah, 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 and moralizing to us, from his pulpit, podcast pulpit. It's just, I get really tired of it. But then I think to myself, but they want us to focus on Brian Harpole. Like, don't forget, guys, they want us to focus on Brian Harpole.
Mm.
They want us to focus on Frank Turek because, well, we don't know why.
I
But
think Brian Harpole's the fall guy.
yeah,
I think
Me
they
too.
all know something, obviously, but I don't know what's going on. So with the lawsuit and everything against Candace Owens, it's just everything is bizarre.
it is bizarre. I'm like, okay, because I know that Brian Harpole, he is the owner of Integrity Security Solutions. However,
No,
that was
did you say
them-
Brian Harpole was? I think it's Dan Flood.
Dan Flood is the owner of Integrity?
Yes.
Are we
He's the
sure about
head.
that?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
Brian Harpole was. I
No.
thought that Dan Flood was the
Tell me in the
Charlie's
chat,
body
guys. Like,
man.
tell me in the chat if I believe Dan Flood is the head of Integrity, not Brian.
Oh,
Harpole.
okay. I don't,
Yes, everybody's saying yes. Yes, Dan Flood.
That is new news to me too. Okay, thanks for the
Yeah.
clarification.
yeah, definitely. Thank you for clarifying. I was thinking that it was Brian Harpole who was
No.
involved with Integrity. So you're saying Dan Flood
Oh,
is
now people are saying Brian Harpole is. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'm like, chat, tell me if this one sounds right. I'm pretty sure that Dan Flood is specifically Charlie's body man. Like, he is his bodyguard. Now, he might own a company as well. But if I'm not mistaken, Integrity Security is the company that is started by Brian Harpole because there was this whole kerfuffle
Okay, people are saying
about
Brian Harpole, but Dan Flood is like the head of security
Charlie's
for
like personal. So I think
Charlie's.
he's
Okay.
like on the payroll with them. So
Correction,
it's
I
probably why you've seen
apologize.
his. No, it's okay. Listen, this is why we talk to each other. This is why we talk to each other. Because
Dan
I
works
bet
for
you Dan.
TQS. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's the one that, like, you're going to see his name in a lot of documentation, whereas Brian Harpole's company technically is a contractor. I feel like
Right.
the company,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, that company is one that they like basically. I'm not saying they stole it from that Greg Schaefer, but do you remember
Yeah.
when everything first happened and they were like, "Oh, it's Schaefer Security," and then Schaefer Security was like, "It is not us," right?
Yes, I showed you that link where he deleted his tweet and he said, those guys backstabbed me. They took my
Yes.
men. They took my
Right.
men, and he
Hmm.
literally deleted that tweet, and I have it. But yeah, it's I thought that Dan Flood was also head of the Integrity as well. So Brian Harpole
Okay.
is the owner of Integrity, and Dan Flood is the head of Charlie's security. Got it? Thank
That
you.
makes sense. So they basically contracted out with Integrity. Had they?
Mhm.
I wonder if they had been how long they had been contracting out with them. I know most of the guys were new that they like brought on and stuff, but regardless, I really wonder. Yeah, just things that are popping up for me.
Yeah. Yeah, they did Schaefer dirty dirty. Yeah. That's what he said. Yes. 2023. Thought it was 2022 that they made Integrity Solutions. Wasn't it 2022?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I know that
Hmm.
I know that a lot of the business dealings changed right around then. 2021, it started to get a little funky. 2022, the money got really kind of got started.
Hmm.
2023, that was a down year, right?
Right.
I think that that was the year that they had, or at least one of their branches had a bunch of like financial issues. And then all of a sudden 22, and who knows what happened during 2023? Who knows?
Who
But they
knows?
just turned it all around somehow. And now they have like $1 billion. I'm sure that it's all legal and above board, guys.
I do want to say I saw that Nash in the chat said that both Brian and Dan were partners in a company called Rock House Security. So that
Yeah.
is
Yeah. I remember that. Didn't they change the name to Integrity then? It used to be Rock House, I believe.
That makes sense. I think you're right.
Used
I
to be
think you're
Rock
right.
House, now it's
Mhm.
Integrity.
So that would make Dan part of Integrity if he didn't drop out of that.
Hmm.
So they're all like kind of working together, and that's the interesting thing is that because Turning Point unfortunately had this structure, it means that, it's like, oh, okay, who's a contractor, who's not, who's, involved, who's not. I really do think that it's questionable if they were functioning more as contractors versus employees, but that's all
Hmm.
just more wheeling and dealing. We'll put it like that.
Yeah,
And if we go,
that's just more like really in that respect, kind of the way I see them distributing like liability and like taxes and stuff like that, and not in a bad way. It's just, you're either going to have employees or you're going to have contractors, and usually it's you're going to contract out for a security team. That's usually how they operate. And something occurred to me. Go ahead.
well, we're going back to, so we went from that. We talked about the security, how they know Victor. Now we're going to the pastors. So, because he also knows the pastors, obviously. California church baptizes nearly 1,000 people during beach ritual, spiritual revival. Sorry, did I say ritual? I am so sorry. Beach during a spiritual revival.
I mean, what church
So
is this?
Victor Marks is Pastor Jack Hibbs is one of the pastors that did not compromise in Max. So he's showing that I guess he was there. I don't know, but I don't know if he knows Butch, but he knows Jack. And obviously Jack's brother is Butch. We know that. And Butch was at the event, right? Doing some weird things there. I don't know why
I
he
think
was
you
there.
got it right with ritual. I think you did. I mean, I don't know if this was retooling. I hope everyone had their cat mask. Like, it's just, what
Right?
are they doing? What are they? It's just, I hate to say hate, but I hate
know.
when a mockery feels like it's being made of religion, of Christianity. And that's really what this is feeling like. I do
Mhm.
understand, okay, maybe this is truly a massive, beautiful event, but even just their association with it makes me feel like it's like, okay, so you wanted to cheap out, so you brought everybody out to the outdoor. You brought everybody and said, just baptize yourselves now and make sure you pay the $99.99 on your way out. Is what it
Yeah.
feels like, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like a legitimate.
And they're all connected with the last stand. Also, the pastors joined that as well. That was more recent one, the last stand, White Rose, TPUSA Faith, all connected. See, TPUSA Faith. And if we're talking about the Last Stand Festival, I covered that on one of my live streams. You got Rob McCoy there, and you got Victor Marks, Frank
Oh,
Turek.
wait a second. Hold on, Allie. I haven't seen
Yes.
this image before, and I need the deets because that's an interesting list.
Looks
Okay.
like Sherlock Holmes.
Are you calling me Sherlock Holmes?
No, not
or-
you. This guy on the second row, Joshua. Does he have a pipe?
All right, read me
one?
these people's names because I can't get that
Seth
close to.
Rubber, Seth Rubber, Allie Beth Stuckey, Frank Turek, Victor Marks. Oh my goodness, this guy's name is so long. Guy, what's his name?
Allie Beth Stuckey. That's crazy.
I can't even read that one. Yeah, Allie Beth
Joshua-
Stuckey, Rob McCoy. We got Jeff Schwanch. I can't even say that name. Don't make me say it.
Let me see. Let me put on my.
Don't
my
don't make me
bifocals.
say it. Joshua
Are you going to say
Haynes.
something anti-Semitic right now?
I can't
Using his last
say the
name
name.
by pronouncing it.
I'm not doing it. Rio can do it.
Which one is he?
He's the second row, the first one on the second row. I can't say the last
First
name.
one. First one. Oh. Schnauzer. I can't.
Can't do it. Can't do
I would
it.
have
That is
to.
an anti-Semitic trope that you just sounds
Schnauzer.
like it, right?
Gracious.
Actually, I'd have to
Anyways,
zoom
well,
in.
Jeff
Can't even read
S.
it.
and Rob McCoy, Joshua Haynes, Abby Johnson, Andrew Sedera. Okay, Tim Barton, George Grant, Steve. He's always at all the Make Heaven Crowded events.
That's
Isn't
crazy.
he a talk show radio host? Where is he from? Steve Deese, I think.
Steve Deese, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
These are weird spellings on these names.
Yeah, I can't read the bottom ones. I can send you this. I have the banner. I can send
Yes,
it to you,
please.
Anna. Instead
Thank
of
you
me
very
reading it out because I can't read the bottom. They're all a little bit blurry, but I do
This is
have
like
the
that
clear.
when you go to the eye doctor, you go to the eye
it
doctor and you
is.
have to read the. I'm like, I can read Last Stand. That's pretty much it. My computer's far away from me.
Grant May, Havana something, and I don't know. All these ones on the bottom are a little bit smaller
Okay.
icons,
Yeah,
so I
and
can't
so
read
this
those
is
ones.
in Englewood, Colorado. See, part of what I've been doing is I've been trying to find as many opportunities as I can to see where was everybody at a certain place at a certain time, right? Because if I'm
planes?
taking a look, exactly. Because if I can see, oh, here's a list of all these individuals who are here, 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 here. If we
Yeah.
said Rob, Steve, whomever was always at this place, this place, this place. Well, if I then go back and was that interesting? This other aircraft was always at those places. That can help me, like,
Mhm.
just kind of,
Yeah,
there's
it's
a little,
interesting.
it's a little,
And I'm
that
just showing like
kind of
these are
craziness.
just two different clips from videos, just showing you that Victor Marx was speaking at Rob McCoy's church. I know he's retired from there now because he's doing all this, TPUSA stuff. But he was speaking at his church before. So they do know each other. Come on. Hello. They do. Okay.
Okay.
They do. They do. They all know each other. Frank knows Victor as well.
Hey everybody, we
Oh,
have
so I'm gonna mention that. I'll lead into Mr. Frank Turk. I said I was gonna show you that video about the Iran. Jack Hibbs.
Yes,
me
I'm
know.
gonna
Yeah.
want to. Yes, yes,
So if
yes.
we're done with this, I can just lead into that, and then you guys tell me what you think of this, because this was just in July. I think it was July 16th. I think he said he has a monumental announcement. Yes, the rug. Somebody said. Yes, I'm going to show him in a minute. Oh my goodness. He's bringing the real life network to Iran. So I want you to hear what he has to say. I was beside myself when I heard this. I'm like, what? Why? So let's listen to Jack Hibbs.
Hey everybody, we have a monumental announcement to make. Unbelievable, only believable because our God is awesome. And I'm going to wait for a few seconds for people to jump on here. It won't take long, but I need to know if we're connecting. Want to make sure that this live connect is happening. Anybody there at all? Can somebody give me a thumbs up or a heart or something? Teresa, thank you, Teresa. We have a big announcement to make, huge announcement to make. Anybody there? Anybody there? Joanne. Anybody there? Anybody else?
Low key me whenever I start a stream.
Elizabeth.
He's coming. He's coming. He's bringing it. He's bringing it.
I know. I can't even make fun of
We
him
have
for
a big
this.
announcement.
I want to, but I can't.
Incredible.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
You're gonna fall off your chair when you hear this, Rhonda.
Like Charlie.
I don't know where everybody's at, but at least you young ladies are there. I'd love to see a guy on there.
Disavow. Too soon.
Joanne
Too
and
soon.
Arlene,
They're all guilty.
Denise. Oh my
They're all
goodness,
guilty.
where are the guys?
Definitely
Felix
something Turning Point
Martinez,
says.
Evie.
Where are the guys?
Okay, I'm going to make this announcement. And
Now he's going to do it.
we'll
I
have
think
to
he. Sorry
populate
about the
it
beginning there,
somehow.
guys.
I mean, people will jump on eventually. Here's the deal. Today is July 16th. And we just made history today. It's July 16th. And a few hours ago in Iran and in Uzbekistan, the Real Life Network broadcast our Sunday sermons. They started broadcasting in Farsi. And hey, everybody, we have a monumental announcement to make. Unbelievable, only believable.
Anyways, I don't
It's
know what happened to
definitely
the
not
video.
believable. Not even a little bit. Not
So
believable
his real
even
life.
a little
Hey,
bit.
what do you think of that? His Real Life Network. It's going to Iran. Is going to be hosting. I think in 3 different places, and he does mention like it's a long video, guys. So I just showed a snippet.
He's
Christian
bringing
AI. He said we're using Christian AI. Oh, I don't know. The video is just bizarre. And with everything happening in Iran, why? The reason, why? Why would you want your real life network? It's the
Well,
Judeo-Christian again, shoving it over here, shoving it over there. Let's go to Hawaii. Let's go over here. I mean, what's happening here?
no. I'll tell you, Alice, I think that location is absolutely intentional. I think that location is absolutely intentional. Listen, Judeo-Christian values, yes. But what do we recall about Victor Marx and where he specifically wanted to locate his ministry? High risk war zones, right? And
Ah,
high risk locations that they could go and spread the message. Now, I would like for everyone to recall that exactly. I'm like, I want to posit a theory for our audience here. I want to
mhm.
posit a theory. Can you take him off the screen? I want us on the screen for a second, if you
Yes.
don't mind.
1 second.
I'm sick of looking at that face because it upsets me. Me getting grumpy.
Yes.
Okay. I want to posit a theory. This is just speculation, but I want us to think for a second about what it is that they're doing and what we have seen as an observable pattern of behavior from these guys in the past several years. They have been continually, exactly. There is scouting opportunities. There
Mhm.
is transportation opportunities. And by the way, not just transportations of individuals, because as you guys know, part of this greater ally project is to do things like taking over sensitive and high conflict areas in the name of, we'll call them Judeo-Christian values. And
Yeah.
I do think that it is very, very possible that what he's doing could be, okay, put it like this. You know how we armed the Kurds before this conflict that we've gotten ourselves into with Iran? You know how there was a color revolution, and Mike Huckabee made a point to thank specifically every massage agent and
Yes.
CIA agent walking
Mhm.
beside them. You remember how they intentionally went and incited a color revolution that they armed, and apparently there were 30,000 people, even though there's no evidence of it being any kind of number like that. But during this Iranian color revolution, they attempted to arm people that were protesting in the streets. And just so everybody's tracking, if Iran needs Judeo-Christian values, there are an entire people group in that area who already have very developed Christian values. They're called Armenians. They've been there for a very long time. They already have a fully formed. They have one that certainly is older than our greatest ally. You know what I'm saying? They've had Christian communities in that part of the world since it was actually invented. So
Do you
I
think
do
it's a
not.
multitude of things, though? It's that doing like what he just said, converting people more to
No,
Christianity,
I
and
really have doubt.
and the other stuff that you were talking about, like everything in
I think that
one.
they're coming there with flyers, but I get the feeling that there's a lot more than flyers in those crates.
Underneath
That
that,
is my
yeah,
genuine
underneath that.
feeling. Yep, they're putting the a couple things of like frozen chicken on top and
Yeah.
saying that they're doing some humanitarian effort. And what they're actually doing potentially could be more of these underhanded back because there is not a reason on earth that man all of a sudden has to go to Iran to.
We have to say
You're out of
massage
your mind.
parlor. We have to. We
I
can't say
did.
the other word.
Yes.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
mad about that one, guys. I'm sorry. I saw that and I got so angry out of my mind because that's insane. And there's
know.
no way. And we can see you doing it. We can see you. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. It makes me mad.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
have anything to add to that, Rio?
Well, two things. Whenever you brought up the Armenians, it's interesting that is one genocide we never even bring up. We were never even talked about that. Nobody even talks about that in school. That's just one observation I would like to make. And then second, I wonder if he's just lying. If he's just saying that so it sounds like they have a big presence, because
Maybe.
that's quite a statement. And how could we ever fact check it? It just doesn't seem like that would be functional and supported over there right now.
I think I have an article on it too. So it is an actual thing. He's
It is a
really
thing. Okay.
heavily promoting it and talking about it, how they're going to have the real life Jack network down there.
Well, they
different
said that
places,
they're
yeah.
going to have it, they're going to be using Christian AI. So
Yes.
I'm sure that, like, it would be perfectly, I don't know if we're going to get Erica GPT or Charlie GPT out of that, but it's potentially both, right? And then who knows? Maybe there's going to be Jack GPT over there handing out the word of the Lord to all of the, all of the people that need to be. Excuse me.
Isn't that a slap in the face though to Iran a little bit, or I don't know.
I can't even. I'm like, I get so
don't
mad
even
at this. I'm
know
like,
what's happening here.
how do you think that will be accepted in Iran? How exactly is that going to go over?
exactly.
We're currently at war with them, by the way. So what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you going to go and parachute over there? Are you just parachuting in?
Isn't it going to make it worse?
Rambo Hibbs over there. And so that's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
that's what they want, like you said. Put that there. It's like an underlining thing to start another
It's going to come. Well,
friction.
yes, the color revolution. This is something that they intentionally do. They have been working to incite. That is what I'm pretty sure that it was Huckabee or someone along those lines, who was, saying like, oh, well, we just need to arm the Kurds one more time. Oh, we just need to make sure that we, they're probably going to try to usher in. Yes, exactly. It's going to be crazy. It's going to make me mad.
My parents, my dad is a Gen Xer, and it's funny because like he reads all this stuff and he's kind of like in some of it and not. And last night we had a real like coming to Jesus with why the Charlie Kirk preliminary hearing is just junk, and he was shocked to hear all the stuff. So we know it's not hitting a certain algorithm because some of them should have heard it. But anyways, I bring it up because he is the first one who was like, you think the ushering in of the Antichrist is going to have anything to do with AI? Do you think that AI is going to be the Antichrist? And I was like, he has to be a human though.
Wow.
But it was funny to hear a Gen Xer who's like a white Southern Christian Republican man like say that. It's yeah, there must be something going on there.
And by the way, I would like to remind everyone that someone just reminded me this. Simon, thank you for reminding me of this. In Tehran, which is the capital of Iran, in Tehran, in the main subway station, it is a beautiful location. And by the way, it is dedicated to the Virgin Mary. It is quite literally dedicated to the Virgin Mary. They are very, very respectful of Christianity in that area. We are talking about different kinds of cultures. We are not, and I'm not judging, whether we're talking about Shia or Sunni, but please understand that they actually have a very good opinion of the Virgin Mary, of Jesus himself over there. They worship him. And so the idea that there's one place where we know that those statues get knocked over, and then there's another place where they've dedicated the entire, this entire monument to her and everything like that.
Mhm.
Well, I think that we all know what's going on. And so I just, it makes me mad. I do not like the perversion of religion to subvert different people groups. It makes me really angry. And the idea that, what is he doing over there?
I know.
What is he doing? What is he doing over there? What's in Uzbekistan? What are you doing over there?
I mean,
You're
he
doing one
must have,
thing.
the backup of somebody like to get in there. So
Well, just wait. The ish is going to hit the fan as soon as they start trying to pull whatever they export. We'll just say that,
mhm.
whether it is an adult female or whatever, because who knows all the things that they do. But once they start trying to pull that stuff out of there, they're going to it's going to be justice served as it should be. Old school. That's
Wow.
never going to fly over there.
Wow. Yeah. This is happening,
They've
guys.
been working to defeat Persia for a very long time, and they've also been working to defeat Rome. And we know that in this situation, Persia obviously is Iran. Rome is us, guys. So let's keep that in the back of our minds.
Yeah.
That's at least the prime minister seems to believe that.
Mhm.
This makes me so mad. And I'm like,
I know.
this is the kind of, this is not good.
When I saw
And
that, I'm like, what in the world?
what is he doing over there? There's nothing good that he could be doing. I do not believe
now
that.
I'm following it. So I saw a couple articles and I just it's happening. So it'll be interesting to see him live streaming down over there.
I doubt that
he's going to be. You think he's going to be in Iran?
No. He's going to be, his network's going to be down there live streaming his service that's down here.
Oh, that's right. So the funny thing is they have to find people, boots on the ground over there already to do their bidding, because there's no way Iran's even going to let them in.
I know.
Can I remind everybody of a time when, so just so everybody remembers, back in the day, the CIA used to do propaganda very specifically, and they were doing American propaganda, and they would have a very specific channel that I believe it was like on a radio station. This is I feel like I heard this with like John Kiriakou, and they were trying to do like American like propaganda, it was like in maybe Dominican Republic, maybe in the Caribbean somewhere. And anyway, the thing was that we know that our government is working to propagandize. And listen, I know that we need a good PR strategy. I get that. But this, during an active conflict, going into an active conflict zone in order to spread Judeo-Christian values, emphasis on the J. It makes me so mad. And
which is a made-up term. Anyways.
Hydration, everybody. Hydration. Yes, thank you. Get crunked and listen.
I think they just want to make us all crazy, because every single thing that comes up, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make every single thing. Every time we turn around, the next story or something in the Fed slop about what happened with Charlie Kirk, like the disturbances in the gravel, and we had to photograph it at night so you could see the difference. Like, oh my. Like, really? Okay. Like, literally, y'all are crazy making, and you just keep going. We are living in idiocracy to where it's like, I look around, I feel like we're all in this one big community, and I look around like, did you just hear that? Is it weird? Is it crazy? Did I catch that right?
Mm-hmm. Don't put that in here. Oh my God. Yeah. Ezekiel 38. That's right. Who put that? Yeah. Yes. Oh man.
It feels to me as though this is, and it's an interesting just little thought experiment. Guys, you think Charlie would have gone for that?
No.
Think Charlie would have gone for that?
No. He wasn't for the Iran war, right? So wasn't for any of this.
I
don't think he would be for this debate that Candace Owens is having. I could hear him right now saying, don't do it.
I know that he believes in her. I know that he always did. But I hear what you're saying. On the one hand, I kind of don't want her to even give him oxygen. But on the other hand, I think that, to me, I feel like, okay, so you go on Rogan, which is the biggest podcast in the world. I think that it is. It is, I think. And you're just allowed to lie unchecked. I don't care what you paid. I don't care what you paid for that little opportunity. But, you went on there and you lied and you didn't get fact checked. So to me, I'm like, well, I can understand wanting to be able to defend your position. I would like to know why exactly Rogan thinks that was okay. I would like to know. I mean, I know we love the idea that he just sits there and he's like, oh, tell me more. Oh, really? Oh, tell me more about that. What happened to Rio?
I think she just needed to go probably to the loo. Who knows?
Okay. Another quick trip. You're fine. But I was going to say that, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so I know that Rogan, he gives his guests an opportunity to speak. I can respect that. I understand it. However, we're not going to do live fact checking on the biggest platform in the entire world. You're not going to do live fact checking and be like, oh, hey, I don't think anyone said that. Also, in what world is Andrew Wilson going to Joe Rogan? I'm just like,
it's bizarre.
We need better psyops.
It's
We
bizarre.
deserve better psyops. Yes, it is. And I'm just like, this is my problem. Is I'm like, okay, listen, the CIA or whatever they've been up to forever has always been problematic. But it feels as though they have totally just let go of all of their accountability and responsibility. And now we're getting like the B team. Forget the B team. We're getting the C team and the D team. And we're just getting the here, either pay your way on to this, whatever, or have your buddy come on and we're just going to kind of figure it out. And it's all been that way ever since, like, I think Butler, it's been like this Timu PSYOP crew. And I'm really sorry, Allie. I get really mad about this stuff because I just want better for us. Like, as the American people, I want better for us. I know that we're better than this. And I'm very disgusted by all of this behavior. I get so mad. I don't like that.
It's okay. It is
It's deserved, I guess, in this case.
yeah, that's the word. It is deserved to be upset.
The only good thing about it is that, like, to me, I keep thinking to myself, well, you know what? They're so bad at this that at least now we can all see it. I think that there was so much time when it would just be people who were particularly aware, particularly awake, and just like really tracking along with what exactly is going on. And those people, I think, have always, been able to kind of see what all this stuff is that's going on. But they were really in the minority. They were alone in this, and that is awful. And so now I'm like, guys, look, it's so bad and so blatant that we can all see it, and we're not gonna put up with it. No. Stop it, Jack. Go back to Michigan, wherever you come from. Get back over there.
Do you want to
Go back
finish the rest
LA.
of the slides and then we can
Yes,
talk
I'll be
after? I think
quiet
we're
now.
I think we're almost done. I
Okay.
think. Let's see what else we got here. Bye, Jackie.
Thank you.
Obviously, this another connection. I'm just showing you the picture of this. Obviously, everybody's seen this already. I think the picture is Photoshop, but that's just me. So does many other people. But
just saying this, like Candace, Erica, and myself we're all born within like 6 months of each other. So whenever I think of Erica, I think about her like as being in like my graduating class. And it just makes me like dislike her even more, thinking about, oh, this girl, like,
yeah.
there's something different to it.
And then you sent me something, Anna. I don't know if there's music in this video. I hope not. I didn't check it, but I might have to mute it if there is. Do you remember this video you sent me?
Oh, yes, I did. I'm sorry for yelling into the mic, guys. I get excited.
It's okay. I'm gonna go check right now to see if there's music.
I think that there might be music. We might need to mute it, but let me just give everybody a little bit of background on what that is. So, as you guys know, Gen X girl, she's amazing. She is an excellent follow. Super, super insightful gal. So there is a man named Juan Branco. Juan Branco is one of the 12 attorneys representing Palestinian victims in the ICC. That's the International Criminal Court. Okay, so he has been representing the Palestinians during all of this. I'm like, you guys know what word I want to say. I can't say it on YouTube. You guys know.
Yeah.
Okay. So the problem is that he was targeted by the massage team.
Yeah.
Massage
Parlor.
parlor, therapist, whatever. He was targeted by the Hebrew speakers. Okay. And what happened was they were trying to hack his phone. They were trying to get into his phone and be able to see what exactly he was looking at and doing, because that's par for the course for these particular Hebrew speakers. So, unfortunately, as I personally believe, they're not that bright. We don't have like we don't have the A team over there either. You know what I'm saying? We're not guys. Like, please keep in mind, these people are. I think I think they've outsourced a lot of their intelligence to AI too, so they're not doing a great job. Because they were
Yeah,
trying
I
to
think
hack
it's
his
just in a
phone.
different language, if that's okay. I think I can play it. So
Okay. Yeah, so they were trying to hack his phone to take a look at it. What they accidentally did, they ended up putting thousands of contacts into his
Yeah.
phone because
So
they
her
are not
yeah.
good at their job.
So her post was latest attack on ICC. F's up the massage parlor. Juan Branco, one of 12 attorneys representing Palestine victims in International Criminal Court, says assessed his phone and by mistake injected instead of extracted thousands of contacts, including the real numbers of Elon Musk, Sam, nearly all the overseas political intelligent leaders. Okay, so here is the video of that. Thanks and shout out to Gen X girl. Here we go.
Non, apparemment, c'est les gens de pouvoir, ou peut-être tous ceux qui surveillent. Ce serait un peu effrayant parce que. Non.
Why are they speaking French?
So he is a French prosecutor. So he's French,
Wow. Did you
but
see
the
the
Hebrew
last part?
speakers, he accidentally just called Altman, just so you know, like he just called him accidentally. So they accidentally put in thousands of contacts, almost all of them in Hebrew, and sent them to his phone instead of, I guess, receiving his contact list. I think that they were trying to
Wow.
overtake his phone and receive his contact list. They accidentally sent it. They sent theirs. So when he opens his phone, this little French person, all of a sudden, and by the way, guys, do you know what kinds of individual contacts were on that list? Guys, they had one that was called, like the beer, Corona. Corona
Wow.
volunteer. They had one that said 2023 Ehud Barak.
Wow.
And they had Mr. Altman and Elon too on that list.
Holy crap.
Y'all think they ever do that on purpose?
I don't know.
You know,
Like, you mean post a video like that? Make it
No, I
public?
mean like make it look like they messed up and they purposely like dished that out to disrupt the American media.
Possible. It's possible.
it is possible for sure. I would have been more inclined to think that that was the case about 5 years ago, because I do think that the level of psyops, and the ways that they were trying to do manipulation, mind control, blah, 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 blah. I genuinely believe that they are overutilizing AI, which we all know is good until it's not. You know what I'm saying? But if you give all of your responsibilities over to AI, then at some point it lets
Yeah.
you down, unfortunately. It's fallible. It is a fallible tool. And then I just think that they're just I know that they have this real era of mystique, but that's intentional. That's part of their strategy to always seem like they're the scariest bad guys in the whole world. These people,
Mhm.
there is nothing. I know that we talk about them like they are just this magical agency that is so capable. I'm like, these people are idiots. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of what we see is that they're not idiots. They're victims of their own hubris. They think that they are so smart. They think that they got it, and they've outsourced a lot of their intellect. And we're seeing the ramifications just like we are
I
over
think
here.
everything's coming to
unfortunately.
light now.
Yeah. Can y'all imagine when the boss found out that that's what happened? You did what? Somebody got a reaming for sure.
I gotta go read those comments.
Imagine
later.
who had to break it to the boss. So like we accidentally gave them all the contacts.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking about that, and I've been thinking about what the boss phone calls are like in a lot of this stuff, like in a lot of these circumstances where I'm like, you guys are such screw ups. That's my genuine impression. Is like, you guys are screw ups. And it's all in front of everybody's face. It's like what is that? The Wizard of Oz, and then we've seen behind the curtain. We know what
Yes.
you guys. You're not that good at this. Like, we know, everybody knows. So like, I think that they've never been under scrutiny this way either. So yeah, I would make that phone call.
Honestly, that's hilarious. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on, because like we have a couple more slides. This is now moving on towards like his aftermath. They paved it and everything. And we'll show a little bit about ADN's. She sent me a small clip of her Stu Peters talking about the ambulance and the medics and UVU and the protocols and all that. So I have
Before
that,
we move
but
on,
pardon?
before we move on, can I just
Sure.
say something?
Sure.
So my eyes, I'm nearsighted. So sorry, no, I'm farsighted because I can see
Mhm.
far. But this was but still yet, like this was kind of fuzzy, and I was back and I was like, why are we about to talk about tennis? I thought this was like a shot from like Wimbledon. He looks like
No.
he's like
This is AmFest. So they put this huge banner and apparently Elizabeth and Mikey and Erica approved it. Legacy
Of course they
cemented
did.
9/10/2025. And now for all eternity, we will stand at his savior's side wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Erica
Who
Kirk.
put that up? They put
This
that
was
up after he passed away?
They put this,
Was that-
yes.
Was
And
that
they
the
put
memorial?
It was at AmFest.
Oh, AmFest. And
It was
December?
massive. It was a massive, massive banner. And yeah, people could take pictures there. Yes.
What in the mission accomplished nightmare is that?
You
Who
didn't see
is running
this?
these people? No, I've never seen that. They put it up
Yes.
after he legacy cemented, like mission complete. Like, what are they doing?
It's biblical for them, but I feel like it's kind of like a little bit allegedly Masonic, but that's just me.
Well, he was a sacrificial lamb. That's how they see it.
It's
And
very bizarre to put that up there, legacy cemented, because they cemented the place where he was.
and to compare him to a martyr too. It's like to actually use that word. It's her quote. Oh my God.
It's her quote.
You know what?
They have it on merch, by the way. They have that quote on merch. They have hoodies that say that. The martyr, I forgot what the quote was. It's something about the martyr. Anyways, Rob McCoy and Mikey said it at the memorial. The
How
martyr,
have I
the
never
martyr quote.
seen this? This is disgusting.
You
Allie,
never
how
seen
can
it?
I've never
Oh,
seen
I
this before.
I posted this so many times. Yeah.
Oh, this is awful. I had no idea that this was some. I thought that they usually gave him a boulevard. I thought they were just going to give him Charlie Kirk, CK Jr. or whatever boulevard, like they do with MLK. You know what I mean? Like
when you walk
they
into
murdered
Amfest,
him.
into the doors, this was
This is
there. This was
disgusting.
there, and then the escalator was up, and it's massive. The thing with look at the garbage cans at the bottom. You'll see there's garbage cans at the bottom. Like I wouldn't even put garbage cans there. That's so disrespectful to put garbage cans and recycle bins right beside this banner, but that's just me. But it's a massive, massive banner. Massive.
If they put this on t-shirt on the merch, I wouldn't be surprised. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if like on the pocket they put the bloody Mike, since they like to carry that one around too.
It's just the most bizarre title I've ever seen. And in the lead, like right after he passed, you have pastors. I did like a episode because I do Pastor Sundays every Sunday. All of them said on right after, like the 11th, 12th, they got a pastor email or chat or something, allegedly, to call him the martyr because that's all they were doing. He's the martyr. He's the martyr. He's the martyr. Even a rabbi said he's the Abraham of our time.
They need to be careful with that crap.
This literally happened, and yeah. So moving on to what I found out about what legacy cemented means in Freemasonry. The phrase cemented legacy generally emerges Masonic symbolism with a broader cultural use to describe an enduring reputation. It refers to lasting impact a brother leaves behind through his moral character and charitable actions and contributions to fraternity. Incorporating Masonic symbolisms with custom cement flower pots is a deeply meaningful, enduring tribute. As you can see, we have flower pots here, massive ones, and there's one.
What?
Yes.
Okay, so in Freemasonry, the phrase cemented legacy generally merges Masonic symbolism with broader cultural use to describe an enduring reputation, the lasting impact a brother leaves behind through his moral character. Incorporating Masonic symbolism with custom cement and flower pots.
Yes, I did a whole video on this.
Is that why they did the flower pots?
And Muppet was like blown away. He goes, "Oh my god!" Like even the tools and stuff they talk about cemented legacy. I mean, I can only show so much, but it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I just thought it was weird when the flower pots. As soon as I saw the flower pots, people were asking why the flower pots, and I went, "Oh my god!" I went right to that. I went, "Oh my gosh."
That's why the flower pots. That actually now makes sense.
Yeah.
That is the first thing that I've heard that makes it make sense. That is shocking. See, I don't like this. I do not.
And in Philadelphia, they have a Masonic temple, and they just the same kind of pots. They were just filling them up. They were just
way, or do we mean Philadelphia in the Pennsylvania
Oh
way?
no, the real place. Yeah,
The
like
America one. Okay.
yeah, they had a temple
Ooh,
there, and they were filling up their big circular cement flower pots in front of their temple. And then if you look at where they put the tiles or whatever, the pavement, one color is light gray, one color is dark gray. Even Muppet said that. Look at the tiles, like Allie, like even that. He goes, "Wow, that's mind blowing." That it kind of looks like inside of a temple. But hey, this is all allegedly. I'm just showing you what I
I
found.
think here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, whenever I'm trying to analyze information and I think to myself, well, that's wild. Well, that's wild. I mean, is that likely? Is that likely? we should keep in mind that even if we think that that's like, crazy or like no way or da da da, they believe in it. They believe in it. And so therefore it's a little something that they would do. So even if we think, no, that's crazy, there's no way, they would do it.
I mean,
So
but why did
they
they do
believe in
this?
it.
They had all this time, a
They
whole
had every
year
option.
to put
Yeah.
something there, and they put
Every option.
this. What
Yep.
is this? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because of Masonic symbolism. Let's be honest for a second. Like, come on, the menorah thing, that's not random. And even if we think it's random, I just think personally that someone who's involved with a situation probably didn't think that was that random.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Legacy
just-
cemented. Please,
Just
I'm
to
gonna
show
get
you,
mad.
here is Erica and Mikey looking at it, and now you can see how big it was. Rio, you can see how big it was. You have Erica Kirk and Mikey looking at it just before Amfest started. You can see the rumble sign in the background there.
That
And it
does
is
not even that is the most disgusting. I would freak out. How shortly after he passed was that? Like,
That was
I
December
promise.
December 13th.
I would have been, if I'm the widow in that situation, I am up there tearing that wallpaper down. How dare you say this about my husband who is just shortly passed on? How dare you?
How can you
That
look
makes
at that?
me
I
so
mean, this
angry.
is
Oh,
bizarre. I don't know. The
you
whole
can look at
that whole
it. You know,
Amfest was weird. Like Candace Owens said, like, I'm surprised Candace Owens didn't show this. She showed, they had the tent inside Amfest and they were taking selfies. You know that they recreated the Prove Me Wrong tent inside Amfest and people were taking selfies in it. You know that, right?
the tent
Yeah.
is insane. The tent
Yeah.
makes me so mad. I'm like, this billboard, this indoor billboard, whatever you want to call it. This is like something you have at like sporting venues. You know, if it had been 10 years since he passed, if this was the 10-year anniversary
Yes.
of September 10th, then maybe this is an appropriate tribute. But what this is this is trying to put away. This is trying to have us all just put it away. His legacy was cemented. Put it away. Drop it. That's what this is. This is stop it.
They're
Stop
so
it, yeah.
morbid in their messaging too. It's like between this, the bloody mic, the tent, the fireworks,
The fireworks, yeah.
her all over his body. Like, we gave
Yeah.
her a little bit of a pass on that. Like, oh my God, I think about his mother who gave birth to him. Like, that
Watching
is
all that.
my child that I grew in my body, and I have to watch this happen. I would be
burning it down.
I
Sorry
would
to say
burn
that.
in
I don't mean to
that
sound rude, but I'm burning that thing. I'm tearing that wallpaper off of the wall. If I'm his mother, I'm tearing that off of the wall immediately. I can't even look at it.
It's a lot. Like, I can't believe, they're standing there taking a picture of it, them looking at it. It's just bizarre. It's gross. It's bizarre. That's what it is. Yep. That's what it is.
devil.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Satan herself.
Yeah. It's that, and this is why we're asking questions, because all of this right after, and you want us just to shut up and not say anything, because this is what it is. This
This is
is
the
what we
thing.
have to
And they're-
look at, and they're
Okay.
shoving it down our throats for us to, like, you got to come to Amfest, and this is going to be so much fun.
Oh,
It's going to
here,
be better than last year.
take a picture under the tent with the microphone. Take a picture. Pick up who wants
We
to
can't
pick up
pick
the
up
bloody
the mic.
mic. Oh, you can't pick up the mic
the
because you don't have
mic.
$1 million because you're not Ben Shapiro paying your way onto picking
No,
up
we
the
can't
microphone.
pick up the mic because she freaking locked it in Mar-a-Lago in the freaking. Well, I don't know where it is now, but it
We
was
can't
locked
pick up the
in-
mic because it exploded.
Well, it's certainly not.
No,
in the
I'm talking
evidence
about the
locker.
other one, the handheld one that
Yeah.
he was holding.
I
They locked
know.
that up in a glass box that kind of looks like, ever been to Graceland, Elvis
Uh-huh.
Presley and all that stuff? Kind of
Mhm.
looked like that. I did like an Elvis Presley Charlie episode on my live stream once where it literally said he had a banner. If you go in, it says a legacy for
Mhm.
Elvis Presley, and like they had that at Amfest too. It said building a legacy with it, and then they had like the mic in a glass box, and then if you look at Elvis Presley at Graceland, they have stuff in glass boxes. It's just like, what in the
Yeah.
world? They're pushing and getting ready for like a museum style thing that's gonna come.
Yeah, and the bloody mic, like, one, that's a biohazard. Two, it should be in the evidence locker. Of course, it's not. It's disgusting, and it just goes to show like how out of touch they are with the general population from the get go. Like, if they hadn't have put Erica out there we might have bought it a little bit more, but they thought there's no way people
Look at
will
what
ever
someone just said.
question
I'm just
a
blown
grieving
away.
widow.
Look what someone just said. The LDS Church has teachings deeply cemented in legacy too.
Ugh.
And this is in Utah, and this heavily LDS there. So
Yeah, I also think
don't
they picked
understand.
Utah for a reason. I think they picked Utah for a reason. Whether it was the people to coordinate, also the open carry state, you know, like because they were going to blame it on gun violence.
But
I
can't we
think.
give them a better memorial there, like instead of those?
Oh, she
big,
says she's
huge-
working on it, right?
Whew. She's working
No,
on
please actually
events. She's
don't.
working on Make Heaven Crowded tour. She's working on the next one and the next one. Her Bible 365. I don't really see anything to give a memorial for where he died. You know, right there. Instead of
I wouldn't be
flower
working at all.
And
I'd
someone
be-
told me the flowers were dead when they went there. Like they were all shriveled up and dead. And then when the court hearing came, they refixed the pots and they put new flowers
Exactly what I
in
was
there.
going to say. Yep, they were all dead flowers. Like they were not caring for or tending this, and then they knew that it was going to be a lot of eyes on, and that journalists would be heading there, and so they went and they redid it. That's sick.
Someone's just asking in the chat, you weren't you watching? I think I showed it what it meant.
They should have put desert plants in those pots, anyways. They should have put some cactuses.
They should.
It's not
These
Masonic.
pots should be there anyway. I don't think these pots should be. Everybody thought that they put that there so people wouldn't dig it up. You know, dig up the stuff. That's a possibility too.
Yeah, because they all think we're going to go dig up his dead body. No, only freaks like you have thoughts like that.
Yeah.
Like, what? So you put the pots there so nobody go and dig him up? And they want to say that, like, oh, we're not going to tell y'all where he's at because you desecrate it. Excuse me? It's because you're fucking liars. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But
There is a time for swearing, and the time is now because honestly, it's sick. And so having a real reaction to it is normal. That's because we are normal and this is not. And that's my opinion. You know, by the way, it does not escape me the idea of putting the bloodied microphone, putting it behind glass at Mar-a-Lago means that Secret Service and every police force is protecting that particular item from having any chance at having testing for explosive residue. Don't think that escapes me.
Yeah. I also think it serves a purpose as symbolism to everyone in the inn that like nobody is safe and we make these sacrificial offers. So it's just part of it, like almost as an intimidation factor.
It's like they're trying to tell us something. When I told Muppet, I go, "Did you see this?" He goes, "No. What does that mean?" And I showed him that. He goes, "Holy smokes!" He goes, "Even the tiles, the cement, the paving that they put there, one's lighter, one's darker, one's lighter. It looks like a checkerboard. That is even bizarre and weird. And what would you guys want instead of this? On that instead of the flower pot?
Nothing.
What would you put
I would
there?
just want it to
Nothing?
go back to normal, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be memorialized in any kind of way. I died there. Like I don't it would be nice for people who are interested in history to come and see it in its like original condition. You know, you can go to Dallas and see the grassy knoll and all that stuff. It's intact. I don't want to memorialize or like understrike my murder.
Yeah. This to me looks really
That's
ghetto.
stupid.
It looks really
Anyways.
ghetto. It looks ghetto. It doesn't look like anything that to give Charlie any kind of honor here.
I'm sorry. That's the most retarded thing I've ever seen. A bunch of flower pots. If taking it out of the masonry thing, like if I hadn't known that, like people just walking up and seeing this are like,
It looks retarded. Yeah, everybody said that. Everybody that goes to visit goes, "This is weird. This is
Well, and they
ridiculous."
don't match. It's not like, this is not some beautiful like dedication garden. I mean, here's the thing. So first of all, trying to boil down the memory of Charlie Kirk into some mismatched potted plants is disgusting and disgraceful. That is my opinion. If they wanted to have an actual, I don't know, way of memorializing him, first of all, that entire campus is comprised of like various waterways. They could have had a, they could have
like
had
a
a lot of
fountain,
different
like a
options.
fountain
Right, a fountain.
with a
Okay.
statue in the middle, something.
But Charlie didn't even live in Utah. He should not be memorialized ultimately in Utah. I saw the statue that they made and it was disgraceful. And so honestly, I think that they are, again, they're not good enough at this to be getting away with it. And they don't even know what they're doing. And they didn't even make the Charlie Kirk Highway. They didn't even make it correctly. So what they needed to maybe think about was maybe Charlie Kirk Memorial Gardens. That's an
Did
idea.
you hear what they're going to make? They're going to say that it's in the works This is what I
With the
heard
highway
only.
thing?
No, they're going to make this Charlie Kirk courtyard.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I would have done differently is if I were really overseeing and they wanted some kind of memorial there. Of course, the problem is they put papers over everything, but they should have turned that into like a flower bed or something. This is the most random thing I've ever seen, and it honestly maybe give us a glimpse of how Erica Kirk's interior design skills are. They left the confines of the inside, and now they're on the outside. This is not even good design. This bothers me a lot visually.
It just looks so.
aesthetically.
I don't know. I hope I'm not rude of saying
What they
it.
do,
Looks
buy all
ghetto.
the
It
ones
looks
that were on
ghetto.
sale.
Just
It-
looks
like,
so.
They went to Home Depot and bought everything that was like on sale.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say this is a Home Depot clearance sale variety of
Yeah, like
tops.
you want
They
to
don't
pick a
even look the
pot? Yeah,
same.
yeah. It just doesn't have.
It's disgraceful. It's
It is,
disgraceful,
it
and
is.
it is not in
And you have
any way. It's
people
like,
coming to see this.
well, and they have
taking pictures.
and
You want people
do
to
wanna
take
come and they want to
pictures of
look.
this? I want to take
Well,
pictures.
well, you could always go to the giant wall painting that they have of Legacy Cemented, or I don't know. I guess you can go to the actual tent where it happened. I'm just.
Yeah,
They had
and
to.
they
You know
wonder
what?
why we are upset. Why the whole world is upset.
What a waste of beautiful space, anyways, on a campus. And you're right. This is a gorgeous campus. They have the waterfalls and everything. It must be true that they were afraid of people digging up the pavers, which is the weirdest thing ever. Because why would you put? That's the only reason why I can think of. Like they're like, what is the heaviest thing that we can put on top of this that people can't move?
I just saw an
Did they just
amazing
put the
comment go by.
stones?
Hold
Maybe
on,
they just
listen.
put-
Hold on,
yeah.
hold on, hold on. They did. Okay, someone just put a comment in. They did. This is AA Advantage Brain. The interview with the landscaper that came in at the last minute said that they had to go and buy them from Home Depot and Lowe's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor
I did
Home
an
Depot
episode
was
on
like,
that,
don't.
and
Home
Jacob
Depot's like,
Jacoby
leave us out.
and Jacob Jacoby works at Lowe's. You know, the one that works for Charlie Kirk, one of the students.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And also, Home Depot has a better selection than this. Like, especially their flower department. Have y'all been to their outside gardens? That could honestly be like a date idea. They should start like hosting like date nights.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry, guys. I didn't want to get y'all heated.
No,
But
I'm. You know,
I did a whole. I
actually
did like a whole
good.
show. I did a whole show on this, and I went into really a dark place. But yeah, it is a thing if you really study it.
I
don't even
appreciate
if you
it
guys
because-
know that Brian Harpole's dad is a Freemason.
Well, you know, the other thing too is somebody said LDS equals Freemasonry, which, you know, I'm sure it is, but Charlie was not Mormon either.
No.
He
No.
was a friend of everyone. And like the fact that he's got it's not a problem. I think like, you know, it's great for a Christian organization to hire everybody that wants to work for them, right? But
Mhm.
they have Farnsworth is LDS, all these other people are LDS, and that is totally fine by me, but it just highlights like they must have different values and they're being fake about it.
Yep.
And if you're, you know, promoting the mission of Christ, okay, but there's a fundamental difference between Mormonism, and I don't want to insult anybody here for your religious beliefs and faith. So, you know, but there are fundamental differences, just like this Judeo-Christian idea that was made up. There is no such thing. It's Old Testament, New Testament. There's no Judeo-Christian.
100%. And
Sorry.
that's the problem. Like I said, it's the perversion of religion. It is the perversion and subversion of religion in order to justify a lot of very, very evil secular aims. That is my opinion. And, you know, evil or, you know, and secular or religious aims. Either way, it is a manipulation of genuine feelings and beliefs that people have in order to try to control them. And it makes me so angry. That's what just so you know, I try to stay away from even thinking about all of this stuff because it makes me so mad. That's why I've been like, oh, you know, but as soon as I start talking about any of these people, then I get so angry at what they've done to him. And I don't spend a lot of time doing that.
One of the temples, I'll show you. I have to remove this one. Hold on.
I just want to say this too.
There you
Okay.
go. Masonic temple in Philadelphia, because you guys were like, what Philadelphia are you talking about? This one. So
that
outside
was
of
a
their
great
temple.
point. That was a
Right there.
great point, Anna. Like if anybody recall, Philadelphia, and it's even in the book of Enoch, and they start going through that in the beginning. And I just want to say, if we have any Jewish friends in the chat, you are welcome here, and we recognize the difference between people of faith, people of different faith, and what these monsters have done. We think the Judeo-Christian thing, I'm insulted. I'm a Christian. I'm insulted what they've done to this religion. And until it's only been this past year that my eyes have even woken up. But what's more insulting is that they take on the identity of the Jews entirely, and they use that. And I feel like they've always done that. And I mean, tale as old as time with religions, they've been used for perversion. But I do just want to point out, like, if you are Jewish, you are welcome here, and we do see the difference in what they're doing.
I do just want to say, I don't want to get too theological with this conversation. I would say I share a different belief system personally, and what I will say to any Jewish individuals who are listening, if you're going to be against this, you should do it now, because at a certain point, it's going to become obvious what side that you're on. So if you're going to be against it, I know that there's a few small groups out there that say, like, Rabbi's Voice, I think is what it's called. There are a few small groups that are strongly coming out and speaking strongly. Now is your time, and now is your obligation, because in a few, it was not the right decision a long time ago to support this. But at this point, you have to ask yourself, because at a certain point, we have called Muslim people terrorist supporters for a very long time. Well, guess what? Shoes on the other foot. So either come onto the right side of things and make sure that you are one of the largest voices. There's a lot of individuals. What's his name? You guys know who I'm talking about. You know why? Because there's like 3 of them. Max Blumenthal. Okay, we can go through the list. It's a short one, unfortunately. So either be about it right now, or then you know what? Then you've chosen your side. So I don't want to talk about that too much religiously. But I feel differently.
Once we get into this, it gets a little bit too. I'm just showing you the difference of, like.
And I also do want to mention that goes for all Zionists, Christian, Jewish, and
this is
but if you're here, if you're already here in good faith, you're in the right spot.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. So
I mean, I just think it's similar. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't want to like touch on anybody's toes, but looks very similar to me. And this is just an example of one in Philadelphia. So we'll just move on because we have ADN's video to play soon.
Sorry, guys. I will.
No, you don't need to be sorry.
Are you okay?
Listen, no, you don't need to be sorry, because it is relevant to everything going on. So it's not like we can go around it all the time. It's going to be brought up, and we should not silence ourselves just because we don't. We're being very respectful, and I think that, like, anybody who is in here in good faith is in the right spot. Period. So yeah.
Alrighty, where did my screen go? Hold on a second. You guys can keep talking. I just gotta add it back up.
I think that, like, for me anyway, that's why I do try to spend like a lot of my energy on figuring out all of the different considerations and all the different parts of the case. I think that there's probably for all of us, like, different stuff that is very, like, it feels like it's dark topics. So I try to best apply my, my energy and all of that good stuff into, like, what can we do?
Yeah.
Oh, good, ADN.
Yep,
Yay!
I found it. I was just looking for it. Sorry. Yep. Are we ready? Are we ready? Can everybody hear me? Okay, ready to go? Oh, this is ADN. She was on Stu Peters talking about, the protocols and stuff regarding UVU and the event and how many people were there and blah, blah, blah. So here it is. Hopefully the sound is okay.
Well, we did an event in Vero Beach, actually. There was only a couple of hundred people that were expected to be there. It was kind of more of an intimate thing. People in the chat may have been there, actually. It was a really great event, but this was planned months in advance. We're talking about a few hundred people. When I went to Seed to Table, owned by Alfie in Naples, this thing was planned months in advance. All of the security protocol was talked about. I didn't really care. I could take care of myself. But if these people kill me, I guess there's probably really not much I can do about that. But you don't want to make yourself a soft target either. So obviously there's precautions that you take. And these things are talked about months in advance. Like you said, we're talking about Charlie Kirk. We're expecting thousands of people.
He's the biggest he'd ever been, mind you. Like, even I knew about Charlie Kirk by that point.
Are you
And I actually came from more of a liberal background until I had a child. So I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was, but I would
I
Sorry,
just want to
guys.
say
That's,
she
yeah.
looks so cute and she's so smart. Oh, I love listening to her speak.
She's
Okay, and
amazing.
Steele
She
is
did a
awesome.
great presentation. I'm sorry, but it is a bit low. Her recording. I can't do anything about it, everybody. So turn up your volume. I
Can I
can't
make
do
a
anything.
special shout out to all of us former liberal women who have since grown in life, and there's no shame in that. I think it's a beautiful thing. But
Part of
special shout out.
maturity is stopping being a liberal and becoming more conservative. Especially because left and right isn't a real thing. We know that. And also conservatism is something that a lot of people were lied to about. Just like a lot of stuff, right?
In high school, one of my favorite professor, and she was extremely conservative. And in high school, I was extremely liberal. And I grew up in the Democratic part of Arkansas, right? So we had Bill Clinton at the time. We didn't, well, Mike Huckabee's a different thing, but anyways, but it was different. It was more of a Kennedy-esque kind of thing. But she said to me, I was teacher's pet with her. And she said to me, she was like, look, I really think that if you're not liberal when you're young, you don't have a heart. And if you're not conservative when you get older, you haven't learned shit, basically anything. So if that's you, cool. I love it. So.
Okay. I'm sorry about the video, guys. I didn't record it. ADN did. She's apologizing. She's in the chat, said she didn't record it loud enough. Just
Don't
turn
apologize.
it up.
Everyone,
Yeah.
volume's up. Volume's up. Me directing the chat. Stop by. I'm sorry, guys. You know I love you, but put your volume up. We need to hear this girl.
Yes. Ready?
Would have went to that event. I was looking into going to Student Action Summit. So knowing that, right? So someone like me who wasn't necessarily a Charlie Kirk fan until actually I got older, people would have been showing up for that and people knew him. So I just find that really weird. So once we're here, he showed up that you need to do once you get there, which is the security team should be scanning the perimeter, seeing how many people came in. We know Frank Turk actually talked about how they got there and he's like, Charlie, this is not good. This event's really big. And he said he was worried. He said that, not us. But you're showing up and your crowd size is still bigger than your projected crowd size. So you should be doing a threat reassessment on if you have the proper people in place. If they don't have the proper people in place, this would basically mean that they need to change what they're going to do that day. So a material change in a crowd size is triggering an event that requires an on-site threat reassessment before Charlie Kirk would be exposed. So that means, do we have the evacuation routes right? Do we have the right medical people? I mean, you could look around, there's nobody, no ambulance and that big of people. So the security to consult Charlie Kirk when conditions material deviate. And I'd say even getting 1,000 to 2,000 more people, depending on the estimate you look at, that's a big difference. And you would have to offer options to delay, relocate, cancel, postpone, just to make sure your security is in place and all of those procedures we've been talking about have been taken care of properly, right? Because you don't want to show up and you're like, oh wow, this is even bigger than we thought. We don't have all the right things in place. The security's job is to assess that and consult Charlie Kirk. You probably shouldn't have gotten out of car with that crowd size because they were only briefed on 1,500. He's stepping out to 3,000-4,000. It's still just a different ballgame. Numbers matter, which is why I keep stressing that.
I can
these
see
numbers.
in some ways from Charlie's position, if it were me, I would say, well, this is great. Let's go. You guys just have to do what you have to do. I mean, you got to protect me. You got to do what you got to do, but we're doing this event. From his perspective, how he would have maybe said something like that, but I don't know that he did. I'm just saying, if it were me, I'd say this is super base.
It's awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
And you could be like, well, give me 15 minutes. I need to make sure we at least get an ambulance here. You could cover your butt a little bit and be like, well, we at least need an ambulance and I need somebody on that roof. Might take a little bit of time, Charlie.
Probably not something that Charlie would have been thinking about. Maybe though, he was a smart guy.
Well,
I would have thought of that.
Security should have been that thing.
Yeah, for sure. Brian Harpole should have.
He should have been the one confronting Charlie and saying, I don't feel comfortable with this. That's his job, right? But I mean, if you hire someone to protect you, I'd imagine that you want someone to say, I understand, Charlie, we'll keep going, but we do need to have just a couple more things in place. So I think that's, on the security for them to do their basic threat reassessment. And that.
Okay. Yes. How was that? Did everybody hear that okay?
I heard it perfectly.
Okay.
Yes. That was
And
excellent.
Awesome.
It's just How do you not? It's like, and by the way, thank you so much to ADN for putting that together, and thank you to Stu for giving ADN the opportunity to speak on something that is so important.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
And don't you think
Oh,
it's weird they didn't even have like an
oh,
area to go,
I
for first aid area? Nothing.
okay. I did a quick thing, and whether or not you agree or don't want to go there. In a video I did about, was this supposed to be like a mass shooter event? Like, was that Plan B? I covered a lot of this, and just about how they had literally no security like on the rooftop, and that was not Charlie's job. I'm going to get pumped up about this. This is exactly what they did to Charlie, right? And when you're someone like that, you have to outsource. Any mom knows that, working mom. You can't do everything, right? So when the benefit of success is that you can outsource these things. It's not Charlie's job with the security. It's not his job with the finances. That's how they kept him in the dark with this stuff. It wasn't his job at home to do things, right? They didn't have ambulance. What about the people in attendance there? What about the people in attendance? It's not just Charlie. And they only had, Kathleen Nestor was examining Bagley on this, and there were only 6 UVU officers there, and then maybe some of the security. This is an open carry state. It's a concealed carry campus, so you can have firearms as long as you don't have them out. And that's all good and well, but like knowing these things in the bowl shape, and if you see the evacuation exits, like if you get a mass stampede of 3,000 people running out, and then what if, Bagley was saying he was attending to a boy and his dad, and the boy was having a seizure. What about that? What about a diabetic episode? What about anything that could have happened?
There was people with wheelchairs there.
Yeah. The boy in the wheelchair was having a seizure, and there was nobody on the rooftop. And I think we've all seen that body cam security video of like Bagley. I'm assuming it's Bagley's, but it shows the guy on the rooftop across the way. Like, what kind of this is why I think they were all in on it, because what kind of trained security officer, he's a postgraduate, which is the police training there. And he had been, a police officer for years. And if he was the only one over there, your job is to scan. You're supposed to be scanning. Why didn't actually Charlie's team have a sniper up there? Why didn't they?
He said they had no jurisdiction to go up there or something. They only can do the security of the vicinity of Charlie. I mean, but they didn't even have like binoculars. They don't even look over there.
I don't even believe that, because this is an open
that's
carry.
what they said. That's what
I know that is what they said.
Yeah,
I know that is what they said. And they had some crap about the not being able to put drones up either. They didn't follow up to make sure that they couldn't. It was something like that.
Oh, but there was drones there.
Yeah, well, but I don't think we put them up. I think the FBI did after the event happened. But remember, it was an episode with Candace, and she was going over this about how they had to get permission to put drones up. And apparently, they got it or something, but they just didn't follow up the day before to put them up. So, and I just have I know that's what Brian Harpole said, but I have a very hard time believing that they couldn't have gotten clearance for something like this.
So is that just an excuse then? Because, ADN said security never has jurisdiction, by the way.
Okay. Well, I'll believe her on that. But someone, if it wasn't security, they should have asked law enforcement if they could have somebody there with jurisdiction.
Well, and we do know that.
Oh, it's not a term. Okay. So I'm thinking here. Okay. So maybe what she's saying is private security doesn't have the jurisdiction to put people up like that, or maybe they don't have the end all be all, right? But they could have asked law enforcement. Like, he was getting threats. They constantly were coming out and saying Charlie and Erica are having threats and all that stuff. That is what's going to happen. And he never wanted to go behind. They tried to blame it on him in a way, hey, Charlie, we talked about security or bulletproof glass and you didn't want to do that. Well, who would? That's ineffective anyways. And y'all should lock the thing down. Take
it inside. Take it inside like they did last year, where Candace was there and it was never outside. So you got all these people coming. It's way too many people. I would have said, nope, not doing it, going inside.
And it just goes to show you that like the threat to him that took him out was it. We all know was not somebody in that crowd. It was not a bystander who was coming to hear Charlie talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one thing I want to ask.
Did you want to say something, Anna, too?
I was just going to say that I think that I thought that what Adrian was saying was that private security doesn't have to worry about things like jurisdiction. I don't think that it is something that they are concerning themselves with because it's not a jurisdictional question. It's a question of, are we going to agree to this event based on our ability to protect our principal? And I believe that that's something that I think is negotiated prior to the event, or was supposed to be. But that's a lot of what Stu was talking to ADN about, was specifically the fact that as the assumed attendance shifted, as it grew, they did not make any effort to actually increase the security with the assumed crowd size. And so that is just, it's just such obvious oversight. And it's just, they knew. Also, quick note, I do think that there were some drones there. There was some footage that came out. This is a little quick plug for John Cullen. We love the sheriff. He had found some early on that showed that there were some drones that appeared to have been flying. Now, I don't know about doctor footage, blah, blah, blah. Let's just, if we're taking it at face value as a piece of evidence, then there was images of what we believe were likely drones there. Now, Ria and I have talked about this actually, I think off camera, like a couple times, about the fact that potentially some of those drones, they could have been unrelated, they could have been unrelated to the security team, but something that were there as a part of the plan, especially given the fact that a lot of the drones that we happen to see appear to have been military grade. For example, there was one that was identified to be, I believe it was a hybrid electric, like it was a gas hybrid one. And those ones that John Cullen was looking for it. I had found one. I'd sent it to him. I was like, can you take a look at this one? Because it was made by Anduril and it has a little plume of smoke that comes out. That's because when they turn on the gas, like they turn it off of hybrid, off of electric onto gas, then it will have exhaust, right? And you could see it going off. Plus there was another one that looked quite a bit like, I believe it's an Elbit system. Anyway, this is all in John Cullen and my little rabbit hole world. But regardless, something that Rio and I have talked about a little bit is the fact that, if there were drones and they were there to maybe do surveillance, because the amount of financial incentive to have an event like that one, which rarely happens, right? An assassination of an American political figure on US soil, then the data that you could potentially actually gather during something like that is worth its weight in gold, as in financially, which is very sick to think about, but it's also true. If they wanted to see how many people remained in place, how many people left the scene, how many people called 911, how many people, stayed with family, how many people ran away, stayed there, all of those pieces of information, what they're doing overseas. They try to gather a bunch of data to see what people will do and how they behave and da-da-da. Well, it occurs that potentially there could be a financial component of a motivation to want to get that kind of data on Americans and to know what everybody's going to do. My personal theory is that was the reason for the drones that were seen, not the police ones, not the FBI ones, like not the later ones, but the ones that were there beforehand and during, as well as those are launched from aircraft. That's a new thing, that Hades jet. Yeah, that Hades jet launches drones. So my guess, it's my best guess right now, but it's part of my working theory, is that if there were drones, that's who had launched them, and then that's what they were there for.
Yeah.
I'll stop the rabbit hole now.
Totally agree with you on that. We do know, you're right. I'm recalling the footage of seeing drones there. I just know that it wasn't Charlie's security team that put them up, but they had asked about it. Okay. So 2 things. One, this is another element of this whole story that makes me think that Erica was acting in bad faith, because if that were my husband, I would be suing UVU. I'd be suing the police. I would be suing everybody who failed to take security measures. And then a second thing is, speaking to threat assessment, and what she was saying is, those 2 off-duty, they weren't undercover. They were just off-duty police officers who were, I guess, campus security for about 3 weeks later, Charlie was supposed to be back in Utah. So they worked at, I think, the University of Utah. and they had come there to watch the event and to kind of like do a threat assessment while they were there too, to see how that was going down. And those were those two guys, one of them that ended up going on the roof with Bagley. And we see them walking around, like one's in a red hat. He's a little bit heavier set. Yeah. And then the other one. So yeah, I mean, the threat assessment is a big deal. This other campus sent people there weeks in advance to scope out the demographics, you know, maybe the pitfalls, what we can avoid. So that's my thought on that.
And I did have this. There is like I spent hours looking for them, and this is the clearest one I could get without someone telling me it's a bug. And I got no response. I got no response from John Bray. He goes, well, I don't know what that is. So
okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen? And I was telling Anna about this. I don't know if you can still find the video, but for warfare, we have drones the size of the size of a phone that fly around and they shoot out lethal bullets.
I think there was many little ones, all different sizes. You
They're
know,
tiny. They're
scanning people. They're doing whatever they needed to do.
Well, Reconnaissance, you know, ISR, that has been ever since we
This is not a bug. Just stop.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. So, unfortunately, for everyone who does think that it's a bug, unfortunately, they happen to make drones that look just like that. So that's my opinion on it. I'm like, well, I wasn't there. So let's think about the fact that they do make drones that look just like that. Now, I have not personally seen evidence that, you know, the cause of the actual injury that we observed would be explained by a projectile from that. However, what those are generally used for is reconnaissance. ISR, as in like, it's like intelligence, sensing, and recon. This has been a primary project of our military as well as a number of others for the past, I don't know, 10-ish years. And now that they have, you know, unleashed drone dominance, this is this new capability to basically any project that our military or that a defense company wants to have contracted, you know, and have put out there, as long as it is below $1 billion, it does not require congressional approval. So if you have something for $998 million, a contract that's that size, then guess what? You do not actually have that subject to congressional oversight. So they can basically say, sure, we'll write the check, and there's no one who is even there to question it. That's why all of these weird little contracts and stuff, they do it all the time, but they're like, oh, it's under the threshold. It's like when you see someone doing a banking transfer that's like some sort of banking that's like what? It's like 999,000 or whatever. You know, it's like right under the exact number. They're doing this with military contracts like constantly ever since this version of Trump got in. So
yeah, I can send that to John.
Why would it not be one?
If she talks to John, I can.
Yeah, please send that to. Please send that. Or Allie, you and I can talk about it. But the sheriff is pursuing a lot of these angles that are. I mean, I find them compelling. That's just me personally. But it's like, you don't have to think that the thing that looks like a bug is the thing that launched the projectile or is the projectile itself. It could be there for a lot of other reasons. And we know that this technology exists. So to just say, oh, that's not what that is.
I know I got to echo now. Just going to deal with it. I don't know why.
I tried that. Yeah.
Do I have echo now? No, I'm okay now.
No, you're okay
so
now.
Weird.
So weird.
It's switching from me, like when me and you were talking, it's fine. Now it's switched to Anna. Like when Anna was talking, it was fine. Now it's just like, it's okay, guys. We got it. We got it all covered. We're good now. We are pros.
Right. I would be very interested. Okay. First, I don't know that. Does Utah even have cicadas, or in the summer? I mean, in September, that is an actual thing to look at. And then, because we get them. I mean, yeah, but you know, certain times, and they don't all come out at the same time. Everybody knows cicadas only come out at a certain time. And I mean, Anna's right. They have, you know, drones for all kinds, like recon, all kinds of stuff. But to me, I would be interested. I'm going to look up what the drone laws are within that county, because there are like drone laws. Okay.
He's making a joke. I know what you mean.
Is he? Or do y'all have
this
cicadas?
Is Muppet.
Do they really have what? I don't know. whatever.
They don't have legs hanging like that.
Well, something that's interesting, just a little data point to put out there, is the fact that so I spoke with someone who I'm like, actually, well, no, I'll keep this person's identity private, but I spoke with someone who has been very concerned about the powers that be, not referring to Mitch Snow, but a similar story, who has also been very concerned for their own well-being recently. And that conversation with them, they were remarking upon the fact that they had, since becoming public, been experiencing this very strange phenomenon of things that appear to be non-insects, in this variety of settings. And what they said about that was, they said, we don't have that kind of insect here. So it's like, well, there's something going on. There's like, if we just sit there and act like this is totally impossible, well, that's what they'd like us to do, right? It's just act like there's no way. So at the very least, you have to leave things under consideration until they are ruled out. And that's just, I think, like ethical investigation, right? You can't, until we can rule it out, it's possible,
Yeah, absolutely. And going to, I've listened to that preliminary hearing so many times, backwards and forwards. And one of the things that the ATF forensics examiner who looked at the fragments that they recovered from Charlie, she was saying, and it's a really good point, she was like, a lot of forensics is also, and maybe it was also the expert witness who talked to Julian and Barron, but excluding something is just as important as including. Like, sometimes we can't always know, but like it's like the process of elimination is really good. So yeah, it's just so, that's the first time I've seen something like that. Somebody else was saying dragonflies. I don't know if anybody else has had this experience with dragonflies. I personally don't like them because I've only been bitten by them. Is that like a thing, that dragonflies just always bite people? Anyway,
I think I've heard that, like big ones. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Possibly.
Because whenever
but I mean, this is like this one is big. This one, the legs are hanging. It doesn't look like an insect. And I don't know. I can send it to whoever has contact with John Cullen and take a look at it.
Oh yeah,
that's
interesting.
I don't talk to him, so.
What about sending it to John Bray?
When he said there was no bugs there, he said when I sent that, he didn't say anything back. So that just tells me the answer.
Okay.
Maybe he can't really identify it, but
that's just interesting. That's interesting. Good find. I mean,
yeah, that
that's
took
the
me
first time I've
forever
seen
going
that.
through like footage and holding it and going stop, go, because they're all flying and they don't fly like, I mean, it just goes, yeah, up. I'm like, no. I mean, come on, stop it, everybody. There was a lot there that day. Don't lie to me. And Frank Turek said there was. So now he changed his story. So no way.
It's maybe it's like Tesla trying to test their new like pet or something, like the next robo dog.
But yeah, we're almost done here.
Allie, will you show
Yes.
the video that I just sent you via chat, like about
Which
the
one?
drones? I just sent you a video via chat, just a second ago, and it's about the drones, and I thought that it was like pretty good. I find it to be very compelling drone footage, given that you can see that it's
Let
like
me just
in the middle.
download the video.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm
But
echoing now. It's okay.
Well, what I was going to say is that realistically, I totally agree. I think of it as like the rule out theory, right? Because in medicine, a lot of what we do is we'll try to figure out what's causing something. What's the reason that's, whatever it is happening. And when we are doing tests, a lot of it is to rule stuff out, right? We test for this, and that. And then once you can't find anything, that's how you actually diagnose a lot of autoimmune diseases, is things like lupus and stuff like that, because there's not actually a test for the disease itself. What there is are tests that rule out every other option. And so for me, that's how I've been approaching quite a bit of this, is to say, well, okay, can I find anything that lets me know that this is not possible? Because until then, how can I say? And by the way, it is very clear that at this point, we're looking for lupus. And what I mean by that is we are looking for clearly something that is beyond the level of just a simple shooting or just a simple mechanism of injury. So when it comes to the actual how, then unfortunately, this is where we're at because what we're likely seeing is some sort of new experimental or otherwise clandestine technology that I'm sure, if we could fast forward 60 years in the future, every single person is going to be saying, well, of course, Charlie was taken with this because this is this common thing, right?
Yeah, they're
But
gonna
right
look back at our
now,
videos.
right, and they're going to be like, how did they not know that was that? And people are going to say, well, no one had ever heard of that back then, right? I mean, think of how many times that has happened throughout eternity. So anyway, if you can show that video.
Apparently, there's been a shooting.
Hold on one second. I apologize. Just mute yourself for a second so I can put it up on stage. Okay, can you just lead me into this video, please?
Absolutely. So what that is footage. I believe that it actually originally came from the Life is Driving video, which is one of the first pieces of footage that we found. Now, if we are to assume that this footage is accurate, then it would appear that this shows a drone it's one drone. This is just a short little clip. Now, it was identified, I think, specifically by a man named Jason Goodman. He is the man who works with John Cullen. It was when they were initially investigating the scene. As you can see, with the individuals running across the field, that is moments after the shooting happened. So what this is this is going to show a drone, or what appears to be one, very clearly taking off from what I would describe as somewhere around the tree line, not necessarily the tree line that we see at the center of the screen, but there is actually an additional, I think, group of trees that may be further off camera a little bit to the left. But at any rate, if you take a look, what you will see is a drone. They have highlighted it, and it's going to play the video in a loop, and you will see it actually flying. It's flying at around 140-ish miles an hour. And what I'll say is that it looks like a standard, I think like an Elbit, or it's like an Altius. There have been a couple. I'm like, guys, like I think my second video that I ever did is all about the drones and the jets and everything like that. And I think I went into detail about all the different like kind of technology from our greatest ally that could explain it. So yeah, that's what's going on in that one.
Okay, so I think it's just oh, hold on. Thank you. I think it's just a 16-second clip. So you guys got to really watch it. I'll turn the volume down just a bit. All right, there we go.
Apparently, there's been a shooting.
Wow. You can also tell because of where it starts, it's in front of the Hall of Flags with that black background. You can kind of get a sense of at least the type of elevation. That looks like the thing that we just showed.
Yeah.
But it's much bigger.
It's a bigger one.
It would be much bigger because of how distant. I mean, I'm assuming, but you can tell if you just saw it across the sky, I wouldn't be able to tell like what altitude it's really at, if it's like, skewed, but seeing as it's in front of the Hall of Flags for sure, we can at least get some kind of idea that it was flying around in the crowd,
Yeah.
or above them.
This is John Cullen's work, is it?
I believe that the footage was actually identified and, shown in this way by a man named Jason Goodman. He is an AV professional, and he's worked in AV for a great deal of time, but it was being investigated with John Cullen. They were working in concert in the beginning. They're also the gentleman who identified not only the Hades jets, which is N1098L, as well as both of our Egyptian jets. So if you guys ever get the chance, I'm like, anybody who's on Twitter right now, hop right over, because John Cullen just came back to Twitter today, which is awesome. I'm like, I was mad at him because he left us for a while and I was worried about him, but he's back now, which is good. And he's still working on it, but he's been a trusted investigator for a very long time. He worked on, the Rona and all that good stuff. Even way back in the day, he did great things with Butler as well as with the Vegas incident. So what I'm saying is that the source that has been working on the drones, and I think that they are an under discussed theory for me, guys. I'm like, guys, I always get a comment or two about like, hey, can you talk about the drones? Can you talk about the jets? I'm like, go watch my very first episode, because that's exactly what it's all about. It's just that, in my estimation, what makes the most sense to me is that this is part of a reconnaissance effort, or maybe could have been utilized to either actually detonate the device, a remote trigger detonation system, or simple recon, simple, crowd monitoring, or maybe, just maybe, to play the sound of a gunshot, being fired overhead, because the military does have drones that are specifically equipped with that technology to play the sound. And all you have to do is synchronize the detonation, which is a simple multi-token system done all the time in modern military technology. All you have to do is, basically whomever, whatever the detonation was, boom, and now you get a simultaneous gunshot sound at the same time as you get whatever the actual method of death was.
That is wild. Thank you for all that information, Anna. I'm looking at this in the video. I don't even know. Do you guys even think that you would have caught this with your naked eye, other than maybe oh, I just saw something? I don't even know if that would be really.
It goes so fast. Like, you're not really looking at that in the beginning until someone, says
catches it. I mean,
there was drone footage there. So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to look for this. And that's what I was doing, like, in the beginning too. Though I didn't catch, he obviously has more technical equipment to do what he's doing here to zoom it up and stuff.
Very lucky that, I mean, we have people like that, but that this thing started against a contrast in the background, because that looks like it's going way faster than what he said it was. That's insane.
Yeah,
like if you put that in real time, you can't see
you
it.
wouldn't see it. There is one girl. Okay, so in that same footage, you guys will see. I wish that I had the entire thing in front of me, but the one thing that I've noticed is that in that same footage, there is he's showing, initially at the time of the actual sound, there's an entire row of people standing in front of him, right? Who are all lined up against the railing. He's up above, right? We're at the vantage point. So at the time of the shot, in this Life is Driving footage, I'm like, everybody in the chat, go look at this footage, because about 1 second before you hear the shot ring out, a young lady, okay, she is wearing a really long skirt, and she's kind of heavy set. She's got brown hair. She's got a t-shirt on. So she's a young lady. She's got, I think, a backpack on. You will see she has a very brightly colored, printed skirt on. That's how you can identify her, okay? She looks, and I think that she sees it. She looks, and it's before the shot rings out, as if she saw a muzzle flash, as if she saw that thing jump. And it's the most fascinating thing. I watched that footage like a million times. She looks and goes she reacts to something, but it's the other direction. It's right at the location where that drone comes from. So I've always thought that that was an important detail that I haven't ever heard discussed so often, but I've watched that footage 85 times, and I hope more people do. But she's quite obvious. She's, what is that? And then she turns and runs. She's the first person who runs that I can see reacting to anything, and it's before the sound.
Ooh, that's so good. I don't know that I've seen that. That would be like animal instinct, triggering like a fight or flight, without even realizing what it is. It was foreign to her. It probably was so subconscious.
Yeah. I followed him from the beginning. I followed him from the beginning. Watched all his stuff, and then he had. Sorry, you got to mute yourself. Anna?
Me? I didn't realize I wasn't. Sorry, Al.
I can't. Yeah, a little bit echo. Yeah, I followed him in the beginning when he was doing stuff with Jason Goodman. I think there was an issue with them, but he's back. Because everybody was worried about him. He's back and he's doing work. He's doing incredible work. So go back and check him out. I think he's on YouTube and he's on X today. So that's really lovely to hear. Sorry, Anna, go ahead.
Sheriff's back in town. I'm thrilled. Oh my gosh, I'm thrilled. I'm so happy that he's back, because just so everyone knows, and I've told this story in my wee little chat before, but guys, your girl is the one who was harassing and annoying Jason Goodman to the point that he finally went and found him. On Patreon, I was just sending just his comments, not in a mean way or anything like that, but I was like, Jason, I know that you and John have had your disagreements, but I need for you to go and check on him, because I'm worried about him, and it's just not like him, and he shouldn't be doing this, and please, 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 please. And he finally was like, fine. And he went and found him, because I was.
Oh, well, because he was. That was a video that he did. It wasn't good, but yeah, he harassed him. He did a video of going to his house. Did you know that?
I remember the journey. Yes, I was there every step of the way. Like I said, I felt bad, but here's the thing. Listen, guys, okay, this is my impression. This is my genuine impression. I do think, I understand that there's a lot going on personality-wise, But also, Jason was
Not
one
a
of the few
thinker.
people who actually, right. And I understand that. And I think for both of them, and the unfortunate, a lot of friction with those two. Okay.
Yeah.
However, Jason was one of the few people that knew where John lived. He protected his privacy. He made a point to do that. But my feeling genuinely was, if something has happened to John, then somebody's got to find out. Somebody's going to have to find out, because I believe that he lived alone and whatnot. And so I just said, listen. I thought he was going to call him, but drove over there. Now they yelled at each other, unfortunately, but I do like to think that maybe that had a little something to do with John being willing to return. I think knowing that people were so worried about him, and again, friction and all of this and that, and personality conflict and whatnot. I'm not here to make any judgment of that. But I was really worried about the sheriff. I was really, really worried, because it was supposed to be, he was the person who had identified the second Egyptian jet. And so in the very beginning, remember that? Okay.
Yep.
So in the first episode that Candace talked about the Egyptian jet, I had seen the post from John Cullen, right? And so John had posted, Candace, there's a second Egyptian jet, by the way. So I send in a super chat on Candace. This is before I had a channel or anything like that. I was just a regular, and I sent in a chat and I was like, Candace, I need you to know there's a second jet. I'm very concerned about this because there's two of them. Here are their tail numbers. They were both at this Gaza Peace Summit, blah, blah, blah. And so she read it on the show, and she was like, I have no idea what that is. Felt so bad, but at that time when that happened, I was like, okay, at least she knows that there's two. At least she has two tail numbers now. And then she started to pursue it. Well, then on October 13th, John had sent his last tweet. He disappeared off the internet. And of course, through the next several months, Candace was looking really hard. Remember, she was mapping them. She was tracking the jets and all of this and saying, oh, there's two. And I need to, figure out whether there's a pink plane and a blue plane and all that good stuff. Well, as that was happening, it occurred to me, this is John's moment. You guys, I'm like, go check my Twitter right now, guys, if you want to, if you guys are watching me on Twitter, go check my Twitter right now, because I was always like under his post being like, John, this is your moment. Like, this is your moment. Candace is talking about your stuff. Not, John and Candace are in separate kind of stuff. But I will say, I was like, everybody's looking at this thing, and here is the foremost expert on these Egyptian jets. And oh my gosh, and we're going to talk about Hades, and we're going to do that. And the man was silent. Now, I still don't know what happened. It was still weird, though. But what I'll say is that, I was worried because of all the times in the world, the man should have been taking his victory lap at that time. So it felt to me as though somebody had to make sure he was okay. I genuinely thought that there was something wrong. So I just was like, Jason, please, 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 please. I thought it was harassment for good. It wasn't like in a mean way. It was just like a please, where he lives. Like, can you just reach out to him? And I'm glad he did. And I'm just glad the sheriff's back. I'm like, okay, so for anyone who thinks that I do not follow and love the sheriff's work, I do. I really believe in a lot of his stuff. And I think that for myself anyway, it's a big part of my working theory. That is why it is part of my working theory, so much because of the work that he's done. So
That's yeah.
Yeah.
I think he
Go
I
ahead.
think he does great work, and I just checked his page, and 7 minutes ago he posted something, because he hasn't posted anything in a long time, 12 hours ago. Yeah, so he just came back, yeah, like today or yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad he's back. That's all I have to say.
yeah, he had come back to YouTube, I think, maybe
Yeah.
6 weeks before that, but this is his first time posting. So I was like, you're here. Yay. I mean, so again, guys, my feeling is, I don't know. Yes, I did. Justin, I did watch him on Tommy's podcast. He spoke with Joe Kent. That was fascinating. Guys, so just trust me, I'm tracking all of it, but it was still a little weird. It's a little weird though. So we keep it in mind.
It's always good to check on your friends, right? I sent out a PSA the other day for Ana. And anyways, but I will say, this whole investigation brings together all the minds. There are so many moving parts in different places that we have specialties in. So it's really, it's been great in that. It's bringing so many different kinds of people together and experts in their fields and your obsessions and hobbies. So that's awesome. And I'm glad that it's just good to check on people. Side note, I think Debbie in the chat said that she lives close to Tinker Air Force Base, and she wishes she could let us all listen to the to the planes flying overhead. This is like story of my life. Currently, I am in an area of the South, and like we have planes everywhere. We were on the phone yesterday. Anna and I were while I was cleaning up my backyard, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, I could." Like they were just flying everywhere. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
loud.
see her message right there. Yeah, she's going to bed. So good night, Debbie. Thanks for sticking with us here. We're pretty much done. I just have what do I have here? I just have this. It's just one video. You guys can go check it on my X. We don't really have to show it. It's just of Dan Flood, and there's background person taking the video, and he's talking in German, which I think he kind of has an undertone of some other language. That's just my feeling. Um, because he speaks different languages, maybe, perhaps. He speaks fluently English. Anyhow, he's saying something in German, and I'm watching Dan Flood. Dan Flood is sitting down on Charlie's chair. He's adjusting Charlie's chair. He's doing quite a bit of things before Charlie arrives. So that's bizarre. And he wasn't the only one to sit down on his chair and adjust it, take a picture. It was all weird, bizarre. Never seen it before in my life at any prove me wrong event. Why do you have to sit on a chair? Maybe they're just adjusting the camera. I don't know. Like the focal point, maybe. I have no idea. But yeah, there's that, and I think we're done, girls. Like if you wanna
Yeah.
do super chats now.
One of the last things that I'll say is like we all are logical. I mean, like we have logic, right? And it's our instincts and stuff are based on our experiences in the world. Like that's kind of like where the intuition and stuff comes from. And speaking to what we were saying earlier about 60 years in the future, we are going to look back on this and say, how did they not know that? Well, right now, when things don't make sense, when the injuries, when the wounds, when things don't make sense, there's something wrong. This is not something, I believe this is not something we've ever seen before. And that's why we can't make sense of it, because otherwise we could. So it's worthwhile following up like this because something's wrong. Something's weird. That's that. And thanks for spending your Saturday evening with us, everybody.
It's been
And
great,
for
girls.
everybody
Thank
who,
you.
yeah, for everybody who hung out with us for an hour before with the technical difficulties, thank you. Y'all are the best.
This happens. It's even still happening now, so it doesn't matter. We're making it work, and we got it.
Yeah, and go follow me over on YouTube and X if y'all haven't. It's at Rio Gates Show.
Yes.
Please.
Everybody say their handles at Rio Gates Show. And if we have some mods in here, if they could put it in the chat, that would be lovely. Put our links in the chat. If not, then I will. All your links are in my description. And everybody knows Anna, where Anna is. Where can we find you, Anna? Everybody knows where you
I
are.
am on YouTube. So I'm on YouTube, and you guys, I'm on Twitter too. Okay, X, whatever you want to call it, whatever, it's fine. Until they take it away, we're gonna be on it. So, yes, come see me on Ana Escobar Show. We stream as many days as humanly possible, but also my mods are amazing. But I hate taking all of their time. But we're trying to solve this thing. So I would love to come and have you guys come see me. And these two girls are so wonderful and amazing. I'm so lucky to get to find like-minded people who get how important all of this is, and that I get to research with. I'm just so lucky. And I love our community on YouTube is so goated. We are Team Small Potatoes. We're solving this thing, and we're also going to learn as much as we humanly can in the meantime, because we got to figure out all of this stuff. We're tracking it though, and we're on to them. So please, Ana Escobar Show. I'm like, guys, oh my gosh, please, someone help me that I can pay for having a new microphone that will also stop working whenever StreamYard updates. Please.
My goodness. So we could start super chats. For super chats, I know a lot of people say you didn't read my super chat. So I apologize. Anna, also, I think like when I was watching your show a couple times, people were saying that. I'm like, so I don't know why we can't see them all. I'm gonna look at them here, make sure I show everybody's. And it's gonna be on both sides, right? So it's gonna be on. I'm reading super chats for all of you guys. So if you sent one for Rio, if you sent one for Anna, it's gonna come up here, and I'm gonna show it all here. Now, babe, do you know who's it for whose side?
I am not monetized yet, so it's just the two of you.
Oh, you're not monetized yet? Soon. That will
Close.
come.
Very
That will
close.
come.
We're very close.
That will come.
Go
That will
follow
come.
me.
So if you guys are good in the chat to tell me whose is whose, because I don't know that. So we got a member. I don't know who members this is. See what I mean? I don't know who's whose.
I don't know, but
Okay.
Caravan, welcome to an amazing team. Don't know which one it is, but we're
I'm
glad
so
that you're on
sorry.
it.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit of a sneaker, huh?
There's a way to figure it out.
It's okay. I think it's like a collective group thing, anyways. However, it all.
Okay, I'll just run through them. Thank you so much. Quit gaslighting us. Yes, quit gaslighting us. I love that. Liked it. Let's do the dang thing, ladies. Bring the heat. They're already sweating. Yes, they are supporting all the hard work you all do. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Death Queef, and I like your emoji. Thank you. He is on a flamingo. My goodness gracious, that is amazing. I think you changed that midstream, right?
I love the username.
Yeah, right. All right. Thank you so much, Critter KC. Critter KC's everywhere. Thank you so much. Critter KC again. Critter KC. She's on fire tonight.
We love Critter. We love our critters with our C and our K. Good job, Critter. Thank you for getting
Critter.
Allie memberships. We love her.
Look at those puppies.
She's going fire. The guys, I don't know which one is which. Thank you so much, Critter Casey. Again, we got Jules with 250 jewels. MVP. Thank you. We got Debbie. Allie, do you have DL Anderson blocked? I cannot see him. No, something happened again. I don't know if he posted something. Do you know, babe?
No, she's referring
You're
to.
talking to my mic.
It won't matter. She's referring to D.L. Henderson. He's one of our followers in the chat, and he is hidden accidentally. So we'll have to go through settings and check that out. I noticed there was a couple people hidden, and I unhid them while the show was going on. So something weird happened.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
Is it echoing every time that I talk?
Yeah, it is.
Every time that I talk? Okay, so I'm not going to talk anymore, but I love you guys. Also, I read the super chats on the other one, right? So you guys read these ones. I'm here.
Okay.
I'll do this.
Thank you. What do we
Shout out
got?
to our road manager, which would
Pardon?
be Allie's. Shout out to our road manager. That would be Allie's husband.
Yes. He is helping along. He's in Anna's chat. He's in everybody's chat, I think.
Yeah, I jumped around and checked on everybody throughout the stream just to view the different parties on the different channels.
So yeah, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I didn't do anything to that guy. I follow him, so yeah.
I'm laughing so hard. I just I didn't do anything to that guy.
Oh, it's a different guy. Okay, I don't know. I don't know
Yes,
who it is.
honey,
Sorry.
it's a different guy. There's a D.L. Henderson and a D. Anderson. You're getting them confused.
Oh, I'm confused.
D. Anderson is on X.
Okay.
D.L. Henderson is on our
I don't block
YouTube.
anybody unless they're rude. That's it.
A mod could have accidentally hit him by accident, so we're gonna have to check that out.
Oh, it's in YouTube. Okay.
Yes.
I will check that. I apologize. I will check that. Dope Lemon, 2 jewels, Silver Star. Thank you for that. Whoa. Thank you so much, Renee, just because you are all amazing. Thank you so much. I don't know who got that. So whoever got that. Because they're all mixed up here. Mad World. She's amazing. She mods for Baron. She became a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. I don't know which one it was, but thank you. We all love you here, guys. You guys are amazing. Mad World is amazing if you don't know her. Okay. Leslie Little Real, 30 jewels, flower. I want to know what these jewels do because I got to figure it out.
What I think they
Is that like a
do.
new thing?
Yeah,
I
it is a
think
new
so.
thing. What I think they do is boost your visibility on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Very
when
cool.
I think that's what they do. So when I think people gift the jewels, it just boosts you in the algorithm.
Yeah.
TikTok
And
has that feature.
she wants to talk. Okay, go ahead.
And somehow we did end up on the YouTube featured page. I don't know how.
Who?
This is the second stream. I just opened YouTube and it just pulled us up on featured. So look at that. Yay. Even though this is the struggle stream, we made it, guys. We made it for 3.5 hours. Thank you very much. And that was with us playing Mike Roulette the entire 3.5 hours. You're welcome. I'm just kidding.
It wasn't even that bad, actually.
Thank you,
I thought it
Anna.
was going to be more tedious than that.
I think you guys did pretty good. Unmute, mute. Like, it was really good. I think we did a fabulous job. Chris just said we did a fabulous job. So
Yeah, it was a tough one, and we still didn't really figure out that glitch. I think I have an idea if you ladies want to hang around after the stream.
okay, all right. Thank you. Fernsum 15. Brian did a deep dive on why refi on DD got a podcast. Was that recent? I gotta see that. No, was it older one? Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much for that. We got gifted 10 Alley Top memberships. Thank you so much, Jules. Jules is like awesome supporter of this channel. Thank you so much, Jules. I love you. We got 2 Jules Silver Star. We got thank you
love
so much.
this. Just okay.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Okay, Westian. Sorry, I jumped in there. I just wanted to say that whenever I was a little girl, for a little while, I wanted to be Vanna White on the Wheel of Fortune because she would just be like this, or the Price is Right girls who would be like a new car. I was like, they're beautiful and fun.
Yeah, and I don't know how to say his name, but is it Keswinton 23? Thank you so much for that.
I think it's pronounced question. Spelled phonetically. Question, right?
Look at you.
Look at you getting those gifted 5 Anna Escobar memberships. Jules, you're so generous today. Oh my goodness. Holy smokes.
TSP, we're back. Thank you, Jules. Thank you. Thank you, Team Small Potatoes. And I'm so excited to find out who all of our new members are, our new little tater tots.
Tater tot. I love that. I love that you call everybody. Is it you call everybody small potatoes? Or is it your potato crew?
We're kind of Team Small Potatoes because we're like, all right, we're just small potatoes, whatever. But we're solving this thing. That's the vibe, you know. So the tater tots, those are the new kids, you know. Gotta haze them a little bit.
I actually love that. I got the Flamingo Mafia, and you got the little tater tots. I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna have to come up with something.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
we'll work on it. I'll give you some ideas. And if you need help with anything regarding YouTube, I can help. I help so many people.
No good deed goes unpunished. Just to let you know, I'm gonna utilize you.
Yeah, no worries. I learned a lot from other people, so I'm happy to share what I've learned. So, what do we got? 440 Jules, UNC alert. Big Brother 66. Thank you so much. We got Heather P704 became a YouTube member. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't know who it went to, so thank you. Real Muppet Masher. Thank you for doing this, gorgeous ladies. We really appreciate your dedication for truth. Muppet Masher, thank you for helping us with all the Google. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I love Muppet. That was me yelling. I'm very sorry. Now the mic volume is great. Love you, Muppet. You're so awesome. Thank you for all of the hard work that you do, guys. If you don't follow Muppet Masher on X/Twitter, you're missing out on so much intel and deep background research. He's brilliant. He's a blooming genius. I don't think I'm doing it right. I think he's Australian, not British. I think he's. I'm very sorry. Genius.
Is he British? I'm sorry. No, he's not British. Okay.
He's Aussie. He's Aussie. He's the Aussie.
Leave it to the Americans to screw that up.
That's the one that I can't do. Good day, mate. All right. He's amazing, isn't he? Oh, no, now I'm British again. Sorry.
I know, right? How does that happen? I mean, he's awesome in spaces too. He really annihilated Blake Neff in that space, and Candace Owens shouted him out on that one.
You just gotta thank Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin.
Mm.
Oh, crikey.
Okay.
R.I.P. to a
Thank you so
legend.
much for that, Muppet. Aussies for Aussies. We have another Aussie here. Just a little thank you, Anna, for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love Aussies for Aussies. I think that Aussies for Aussies is someone who gives me a lot of insight about like veteran stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Smart cookie, that one.
I want to know.
So yeah,
if
so
it's
now
off-
I know when it has that line on it, that's yours. That little line. Now I get it. Okay.
Oh,
I'm new to this too.
like the S, the circle.
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Smart.
Because then when I pull up this one's just a little thank you, Allie, for all you do. So thank you so much, Aussies for Aussies. Yeah, I got it now. Listen,
I would listen.
I don't know.
The panel would like to know Aussies for Aussies, if you're still in here, if that's Australians for Australians, or Australians for Australian Shepherds, or Australian Shepherds for Australians. Anyways,
You let us know if someone says anything in the chat, babe. So thank you so much, Aussies for Aussies. We got this is for you, Ana Rio. No super chat. No, here is hers. Allie done too. What? Can I not? Do I not read that right? Rio. No super. Oh, she can't send you one. Gotcha.
you're here in spirit. Go follow me, Aussies for Aussies.
She's working on it. She's working on getting monetized.
We are very close, actually. Record-breaking time.
Good. So go follow her. Is it the Rio show?
It's Rio Gates show.
Rio Gates show. Rio Gates show. Link is in my description.
And I put both in the chat. If you happen to scroll back, you'll see Anna's link and you will see Rio's link.
Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for that. Next one is Beach Bum. 1,000 joules. Air travel. Wow. Thank you so much for that. 10 joules, Kathleen Miller. 10 joules, gold coin. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to see how like the jewels and the coins work out. I know over like on TikTok, you just do gifts that are like a monetary, like, you know, something like that. But anyways, I'm curious to see how this works.
Yeah. I don't even know yet. Like I gotta ask somebody else because I don't even know where. I think you can redeem them. Does that make sense? That's what someone told me. You can redeem them. So we got Stephanie. This is for Anna. Anna, hey girly, love you. Thinking of Ali's research on VM, Victor Marx, and his major connection to Haiti. What do you think about Diggy's takeover there?
The digital stake. You know, I got it. Yeah, no, you're good. So she's talking about, thank you, Stephanie, the digital stakeout, which is when we go and we use our OSINT tools like aviation, etc., to go and take a look. And what I'll tell you is, Stephanie, honey, you read my mind. Where do you think I've been all day? On the digital stakeout. And I would say that those locations are of particular interest to me. Absolutely. This is one of my favorite things, is getting to pick Allie's brain, pick Muppet's brain, and see exactly where it is that they are headed. Can I tell you one fun and interesting thing? So for example, we've had some frequent flyers over to, let's see, the Caymans, which is interesting. And we've had some folks that continually just drop by, and they drop by at the funniest time of day and night during the middle of hurricane season, which is not a time when people go as tourists there. And in the middle of a hurricane, popping up at, I think landing around 11:30, 12 in the middle of the night, and staying for about 15, 20 minutes. So anyone that's been following along with the digital stakeout knows exactly what we think that potentially, hypothetically, theoretically could mean. So Stephanie, great minds think alike, and you will see a lot more on that very soon. I hadn't thought about Trinidad and Tobago. I'm following the individuals, but you're exactly right. We got to look at the locations and the likely suspects too. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
Interesting too. So I know Anna and I both love Belize. If you've never gotten a chance to go, you should go. It's the most inexpensive, like foreign travel you could probably do in the United States, and go before the prices hike up. But in that area of the world, you've got Trinidad, Tobago, and then Haiti. I find the Haiti thing very interesting because of the background with Haiti and the supernatural stuff, and like how they are cursed and kind of like the spiritual element that it's putting on the whole operation.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much, Stephanie and Debbie. Poll. Right. I love when the chat reminds me I have a poll. Yes, I'm going to do that just before I leave here. Sorry. Thank you so much, Debbie. I know she's gone. Debbie's a real huge supporter as well. We got Alaskan CK 450 joules butterfly. Thank you so much. And we got Alaska CK 200 joules. Jammin'. And that's it for the supers. Did I miss any? That's the question, because sometimes people say we miss it, right?
I'm seeing one missed right now. Maybe not. Alaskan CT. Alaskan
another one.
Connecticut said flower. Yeah.
Another one. So just now, I guess. Yes, she just said one just now. So thank you. Thank you so much, Alaskan CK 30 joules. Thank you for the flower. Thank you. You guys have been absolutely freaking amazing. Let me just go do the poll really
Allie, I don't know
quickly.
how you stream this long all the time. This is amazing. I kind of love it, but I'm like, meh. I would like everyone to consider the fact that we also were on for an additional 45 minutes before this on the struggle stream, right? So this is struggle stream 2. Were we 4.5 hours in, guys? And they haven't eaten. Okay, guys, like,
well,
guys,
we're almost
haven't eaten. I had a taco on the stream.
I haven't eaten anything yet. I'm gonna end the poll now, though. What was my poll? Oh, it was about Rick Cutler.
And you know what? I really enjoyed this being today, Saturday on the weekend, because we're not scrambling with everything that happens during the week. It's actually been really nice. And it's funny because for Allie, this is probably like, she's like, oh, this is small potatoes. These are tater tots for me, 4 hours.
Yeah.
The other two, we're like in a glucose deficit.
I do 6 hours sometimes. I'm like, what? I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Man, I wish I could sit like that.
Yeah. And then,
Oh, there is one more. I saw it go by. If I can. Yay. Okay, Stephanie, something about my knot. Thank you, darling. I love when you guys send me tips and questions on the stream. Oh my gosh, that's my very favorite. Okay, so something about, I'm like, you guys know, I'm taking notes. Old equestrian ranch money and very interesting beginnings of the current Department of Interior Secretary. Isn't that fascinating? And we should take a little peek at the whoever that DOI sec is plus spouse plus my knot. Steph. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Of course, I have something to say about. Of course. Okay. I remember there was a documentary a long time ago. I've got to find it. And it had something, I don't remember what the heck it was, some kind of crime, I'm sure. But the thing that drives me crazy is it is pronounced Minot, but it's actually like a French word. Like I want to pronounce it Minot, and it makes me mad. I don't know why it makes me mad. I'm just like, they obviously named it. I mean, maybe Minot is actually like an Indian word or something. I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
I think that's an Americanized version of Minot, right? Like I want to say Minot too. I'm like Minot, but
so
then,
do I.
But it's Minot. You have to Americanize it, and that's fine. That's fine. But they're up to something. That's where our little Egyptian jets happen to go all the time. It's also the location of all of our sensitive nuclear stuff. Anyway, more on it soon.
Okay, and I think that's it. That's all for our super chats, and I think our show is done.
Poll.
I did the poll. Yeah, I did the poll.
Oh.
Where is the poll? What was the poll result? It was just a Rick Cutler thing. I just wanted to ask the chat, what do they think? Do they think that, what was my poll, babe?
Hi there. So the poll is, did Rick Cutler get promoted? The top answer was yes at 42%. He is working with the top brass at 29%, maybe at 26%, and at 3%, no. So most people generally thought that he's ended up in a better place since this situation occurred last year.
Got another one.
Oh, go ahead.
Got another one here for Anna. Sending love and light to my fellow truth seekers. Thank you so much, J. Rana Boomer.
I have to assume that everybody involved in this got promoted or some kind of benefit, because I don't know why otherwise, unless they were just blackmailed into it. I don't know why they would participate.
Mm-hmm.
I will see you guys back on Monday. We will be doing a live, and I'm like, guys, I'm gonna be researching a lot. Are we? I just saw that somebody else streaming, and the people were saying that they were going over there. Did I miss that?
I think somebody had
There's
ADN
somebody.
had to go. She had to go moderate.
Sorry. Say that again, Rio.
Yeah, ADN had to go moderate for somebody. So I think.
Oh,
Yes, that was Baze.
Oh,
A bunch
Baze
of
is live.
people popped over to Baze's stream.
so everybody here, go into Baze's chat, the real Baze chat, and put your flamingos and put small potatoes in there, and put what do you call it? What's your emoji?
Do an orca
Rio?
whale.
What's that?
There isn't an orca available. Go put a dog in there. Go put a
Okay.
puppy dog.
So put a puppy dog, put a flamingo, and put some potatoes in Baze's chat right now. Swarm him. Swarm
Raid.
him. Swarm
Baze
him.
raid.
Swarm him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there is a gavel, however you say that. Yeah. So go there and swarm him right now, everybody. We are done for today. I don't know when you're going live next, Rio. I am probably going to do a membership live tonight. I know you guys are going to laugh at me, but I am. Promise my members I'm going to go live tonight and member live. And I have
what are you going to
Pastor
cover?
Sunday. Me? No, we just chill. We just chill with the members. The members. Yeah.
So go be a
And
member.
they can come in and they can come up and talk, and we laugh. We laugh. we just chill and have a good time. So it's all just like an open mic kind of thing. Yeah, that's it. And they don't have to show their face. They just come up and talk because the members sometimes want to say something other than in a chat. So I give them the opportunity to speak on the mic. So that's what I do. A little tidbit if you guys ever want to do that. That's what we do. So I'm gonna do that tonight. And I don't know when you're going live next, Rio and Anna. Like maybe you guys can let them know. So before we end the stream.
Rio doesn't know when she's going live again because Rio rapid fires. So that's why you got to go click subscribe and do the little bell.
Yeah.
And for now, it's just get the information out. But thank you guys for being here on a Saturday. You certainly didn't have to be here, but this was wonderful.
Yes. Anna is fire. She is.
Thank you, Ramos. Sorry, they keep muting my mic because I'm the echo. Because now I'm the echoer. Finally, I've become the echoer. That's fine. But anyway, thank you, Ramos. Love you lots. And guys, I will be coming back on Monday, and I will be going. You guys know 6 p.m., 3 p.m. right around there. That's the most likely. Wait, that's wrong. That's wrong because that's what time Candace goes. Duh. I'm gonna go to like 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right in there, and I'll let you guys know in the community. You guys know that I count on the community, and we're always putting stuff together and putting it out. But I'm getting off stream now because I have to tinkle.
Me too. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I am going to.
I'll hold that as long as I could, Els.
Yep, that's okay. Bye, everybody. I'm going to be live tomorrow and tonight. So Pastor Sunday tomorrow, and we're going to go live on a membership. So Christ is King. I love everybody. Keep safe. Be nice. Do something nice for somebody, and we will see you tonight. Bye bye for now.